DashBored, episode 12. Sean has a sticker on his noodle.
He does.
With the QR code. Did anybody try it? Did we scan the QR? Does it work?
Yeah, what does this bring you to?
It just brings it to our Instagram page.
Oh,
Then
clever.
You can find all our episodes
And it
from there.
works.
Yep.
Let's do a little test-a-rooney. I think it's worth it. Hold that up.
there you go. As I whack the microphone.
Is that what that was?
Doing.
Oh, let's try.
Nothing's going on here, Michael.
Okay, don't say that out loud.
There we go.
That
There we
worked.
go.
Oh,
There it
clever. Hey,
Oh, yeah.
nice. It doesn't like bring up the little QR thing. It just jumps right to it.
No, I
It
clicked
did?
it.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
I'm just quick,
okay.
bam.
Nice. I think it's pretty slick.
DM us for a sticker.
Our social
Oh.
media manager is it's a crack team of one, but he's good.
He's a little
crack
older
dude.
than
We'd say
22.
we're good. We're there.
Episode 12. We are wrapping up our first season.
Amen.
I feel like I've known you guys for 12 weeks.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, maybe 13, something like that. Yeah. We're going to start tonight. We're going to jump all over the place, but we're going to start tonight on Mike's Cayenne. A quick update.
Quick update.
Yeah.
Got her back from Brad's last week as we were recording, actually.
Oh, yes. Yep.
Ignition and plugs and coils update. Just a quick note. She runs so much smoother.
Ooh,
Fuel mileage.
better.
Remember what I said last time after we put the roof
Yeah,
rack
you were
on?
like 17 or 18 liters a 100.
19.8 liters per 100.
Okay.
13.5.
No way.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's amazingly different.
You got to fill me in on that. Like, what is the difference? We just thinking they were blocked up. There was a flow issue, or what was it?
I'm guessing the coil. It was
Yeah, just
missing.
unburnt,
It was
right?
just,
Wow,
just-
I wouldn't have known that. Okay.
Yeah, lock
So-
of power.
Yep.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Wow. So
Big
now
difference.
we're back
So-
in efficiency town.
Yeah.
And what I'm hearing is you're going to be driving it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
This must give you a renewed vigor to get those wheels done, the light bar, the rack on.
It does, yeah.
100%.
What happened to the GoFundMe? Where did that land,
Yeah.
Dylan?
Yeah, I said I'd donate $100 if he went this
You
week.
heard it here, everybody. Dylan's committing $100 to Mike's wheels.
I can't
Yeah.
stand this back
I
and
know.
forth anymore. I can't do it.
Indecision.
The good news is whether Mike does it this week or next or the week after, by the end of this break, season 2,
Yeah.
I think we'll have some wheels, so we won't have to discuss this
Oh,
week.
he definitely has wheels.
Oh,
No, he owns the
yeah.
wheels. We might have some
The
finished
right ones.
wheels.
Finished
Okay.
wheels.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
go with that.
How close are you to we're getting this into not the color I don't care about. You're going to move soon.
This
has
week.
no
This
idea.
week.
This week.
I'm hoping. Yeah.
Wow.
I'm hoping.
Put $100
see
on the
what
table right
happens.
now.
We'll
Let's
see
see how
what
fast
happens
it moves.
I've got a couple pesos left over. It's not a great
Yeah.
exchange rate, but
No. Well, it's better than our dollar, maybe.
Will the bank even take them back?
no, probably not.
Or the money? What do you call currency exchange?
No, probably
okay.
not.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
yeah.
Well,
we're
I mean
getting there.
that's great news. Honestly, I'm really
It's a
happy
beauty.
for you. That's remarkable.
Yeah, it is.
Now your wife's going to be wanting to take it to work.
Yeah. If it would fit in her parking garage, she would.
Correct. Yes. You're going to get rid of that roof box.
No,
True.
It's not happening. Not happening.
It's always
That was
easy
too
to
much
like
work.
spot him in the lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm shocked by that. So, like, just plugs and coils,
Yeah.
not O2
Yeah.
sensors,
No,
nothing else.
No.
Wow.
So I'm assuming it's been missing for a while.
yeah.
That's a remarkable difference. I'm amazed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, we should probably change oil too. Because I've been dumping a bunch of raw fuel
We did that
down.
when we got it.
Oh,
Oh, you
no,
did?
no,
Okay.
since
Oh,
probably
since then?
now.
Well, yeah, maybe.
Oh.
Probably a good
Probably
idea.
been a
You're
lot
right.
of unburnt fuel dumping into
Yeah.
the crankcase, but
Yep.
Just adds a smell of flavor. It's a
oh sure.
high
Je ne sais
octane
quoi.
taste. Ah, yes, perfect, perfect.
yeah.
Jumping from one big car to another one, Dylan rolled up here in some sort of hot
did.
rod.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
a borrowed. What do you call that?
Yeah, when your family stays at your house, you take their new Lincoln Navigator.
All right,
is.
let's have a look at it.
The biggest Navigator / suburban / long truck I've ever seen. Like
I
this,
can't say I know anything about those, other than I think the interior isn't this the one that sort of feels like boat-like on the interior, like it's really lovely and leather everywhere.
yeah,
Yeah.
it is. Yeah.
Okay.
It's
Yeah,
got
the-
captain's
got any
chairs in the
teak in
back.
it?
Any
Yeah.
teak?
Teak decked.
does it have the 21-way seats or is it
Yeah.
31-way seats?
I don't know, but it looks like an Eames chair.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
exactly what I was
nice.
imagining. It's like a boat.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. How do you like it?
Oh, they're great.
Okay. Now
Yeah,
give us.
But
the,
I'm used to driving big vehicles, right?
Fair
so
enough.
It's, to me, it's just nice comfort.
Would this be a V8?
I was just going to ask it. I don't know.
That's a
I,
good
it's
question.
either
To
a
be honest
Coyote-
with you, I don't know.
They
it
moved
could-
a lot of these to 6 turbos or I don't know what you call
Yeah.
6 supercharged. I don't know.
I would think it's a.
I'm thinking it's the
Turbo.
3.5 twin turbo, like
Yeah.
the EcoBoost.
That's what I would think.
Yeah. Could be a
Interesting.
Coyote, but I'm guessing it's the twin turbo
Pop
V6.
out and have a look, Dale.
Yeah, why don't you
let
just
us know.
yeah, and then you can yell up to us from the windows.
Set the dogs off and yeah.
I don't know, man. That's a pretty slick looking ride.
Yeah,
you
they are
don't
nice.
see a lot of them.
No, you don't see too many of them, but they are nice. The back seats are nice. the captain's chairs with like a center console.
What's the use case on this thing? Because I don't. Why so much room?
None.
No.
I was gonna say, you need this for 2 people.
Ridiculous.
Your
is what it
delivery
is.
was flawless. None. It was
Yeah.
perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Like when my dad drives vehicles, he just gets in the back.
Well, yeah. You
He just
drive
literally
around.
goes, sits in the back, and he's like, "Yeah, somebody drive me around."
Ooh.
That's how he picks.
He drives a lot of K a week.
Yeah, he drives Monday to Friday all day.
Yeah, but I like how your dad thinks. I'd be happy to have a chauffeur and just ride around the back,
Yeah.
take me to clients.
Yeah, that's
Next
what he
stop.
does.
I love that.
I think I can save him some money. Get a nice Sprinter van, a little conversion in the back with a lazy boy.
Like Snoop Dogg.
Yeah, like that's probably 30 grand cheaper than that thing.
No, but
Jeez.
his dad loves hotels. I remember that about your
Yeah.
dad. He loves a
he
hotel.
loves
Shady, shady
hotels.
hotels.
He loves a
Yeah.
shady hotel.
Yeah.
Motel, if
Yeah,
you will.
motel. Yeah.
Oh,
you can't,
no.
If you can't drive to the door, he doesn't stay there.
Yeah.
There's a $120,000 Navigator which stays in the Motel 6.
Yeah.
Nah, that's pretty classy. For
Oh
him.
yeah, no.
That's
Yeah.
that'd
If
be
they
like
made a Motel 2, he'd be there.
Why is it called Motel 6? I don't even remember that.
I don't know.
No
Oh.
idea.
If anybody
no
knows
idea.
that
Like-
answer, let's like lob that to us because I'm curious.
Only he'll know because none of you guys are old enough to remember the golden pheasant that used to be on the corner
Oh,
of
yeah, I
Wonderland
do.
and Fanshawe. That was a motel.
I'm sorry, the Golden Pheasant?
Yeah,
That's right.
What is it called now? The Black Pearl?
Well, no.
Oh, that place.
That's still there, but this was where like the Starbucks is and the
Oh.
No Frills. There was a hotel there, a motel. Sorry,
You're right. I don't
Man,
remember
wow.
yeah,
that. Wow.
a lot of years ago.
Holy.
What the listener can't see is all three of us are just sort of staring at Mike
Yeah, like
in
I'll
disbelief.
pull up a pic from the archives and
yeah,
we'll
yeah.
find it.
There's always like Facebook groups about those kinds of history,
yeah.
you know. Anyway, that's it's a nice
Yeah.
ride. I'll be curious to hear your feedback after
Yeah,
a
it's
week
nice.
of your familia being out of town.
Yeah.
You know?
we'll put the answer to the question up, re the engine on the Instagram later.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm very curious
My
about
money,
that.
my
It
money's
might
on
be
that.
a V8.
Yeah.
It might be.
That'd be less powerful than
You'd know though when you started it, man. You've owned a lot
Yeah,
of
you
V8s.
should
You'd
know.
know.
You should know.
That burble is very specific.
Oh, it's pretty loud.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm not going to lean on your knowledge yet. We're gonna lean on Google.
Yeah,
when
we
the right
should.
moment comes up.
Yeah.
I had an interesting day. I came back from a holiday and I popped into Porsche Center Kitchener Waterloo. Saw our good friend Aaron. Shout out to Aaron. He's a real good dude. We've known him from multiple Cars and Coffees. Came to Kaleidoscope.
Nice.
Long time listener.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, and has a gentian blue Taycan that he's enjoying now.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah, and drove it all the way to New York City. Told me the details. He had to stop 3 times for an 80% charge. We got about 180 miles on each charge, and it was about 3 hours approximately, or 2.5 hours.
Frankly, I'm getting out of the car at 2.5, 3 hours.
That's what he said. It's
Yeah.
exactly what he said.
Yeah.
It's the right amount of time to. And he took 4 people in the car with him, or 3, 4 of them total.
Sure.
All the way
Sedan?
down. Yeah, sedan. Yeah, be like a, I don't know, 2020.
I saw, you and I have been sharing depreciated Taycans.
Yes.
This week, the cheapest one on the Finder is a 2020 with the Mission E wheels, white,
Yeah, nice.
39,000 kilometers, I think.
Yeah.
81,000.
What year was that?
2020. So I think launch year, and I think
Yeah,
they
big
had
launch
some
year.
bugs. I
Yeah.
think the 2022s are better, but
I don't know.
I mean, and
And
that's
what
the
was the
asking
launch price on that?
Probably 140, 150.
price. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ish. Back-
Yeah, I remember it. I remember the picture of it at Niagara Falls. It was in that like stage they built, and they launched it for
Yeah.
the North American market at Niagara Falls.
Yeah.
It was white with, I think, these fancy white wheels. I think,
Yeah,
or fancy
the-
wheels.
Mission E wheels. What did I call them?
Yeah, Mission E. Yeah. I don't know. Once they're down to 50,
Yeah.
Well,
I'm paying close attention.
That was my point. It's like, so
Yeah.
if they're asking
Really?
80,
I think they're great.
I think they're taking 65, aren't they? I don't know.
Yeah. The question is, if we compare it to our favorite vehicle, there, the Buzz.
Yeah.
81 is a Buzz.
Yes.
That's the question. A 4-year-old electric Porsche with an extended warranty, or a Buzz.
Well, and it's not come to Canada yet, but I did share with this group that U.S. dealers have been reportedly discounting these things by $15,000 already
Yeah.
In USD.
in
Yeah.
USD.
Yeah, it's wild. That'll be interesting.
So it was for 70.
Yeah.
An hour.
Yeah.
Hop
Yeah.
on board.
Well, anyway, look, I always enjoy a tour around Porsche KW. It's a beautiful place. It has that like dream sort of storage garage underground. It's
Batman
full
garage.
of it's
Yep.
full of nice things. And out of respect for the car owners who have stuff under there, I'm not going to mention those vehicles, but the dealer has all kinds of nice stuff. And in the showroom, the car that caught my wife's attention before anything else was a GT4 RS in I think the color is NATO Olive.
Yep.
Yes.
Or black olive. It's one of those two.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Really nicely spec'd car. It's got steel brakes, black wheels, oddly missing the upgrade headlights. It just has the basic headlight package, and it's a YSAC car. So it is a bit weird. Like you would expect normally when you spend the money for the YSAC, you would add on the $2,000 worth of headlights.
Yeah.
But I have to be honest, my heart did have a little skip. I was like, "Ooh, that's a really nice looking car. I should probably have that."
260-ish?
265, I think.
Yeah.
The Delta's pretty big.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that car had platinum wheels, no?
Nope.
Okay.
Black.
Man, these-
It looks good. The combo of the red, the black olive or whatever it's called, and the black wheel, it looks good. It looks race car. It doesn't have sport chrono.
I've seen that car in the Finder. I didn't realize that. But,
Yeah. It doesn't have sport chrono. I think that's a miss, and the headlights just feels a bit. Why
so
did you spend
strange.
18 grand on Visac and then not?
Sport Chrono's a $300 option on that car.
Correct.
Yeah.
It's like nothing. It just feels a bit. I could live with it. It's just weird.
Sure.
You know. Anyway, it's a neat showroom to walk around. A few Caymans. I would have said I saw 5 or 6 Caymans in the garage and around the place, and not as many Taycons as I had actually anticipated. There were only maybe 3 or 4. Bunch of Macan EVs.
Yes. Right.
It's the most time today that I've spent around Macan EVs outside of the one that we had to drive around
Yep.
in. It's still a very good looking vehicle.
Oh, it looks
it's
great.
so
Really good
slick.
looking.
And it was the first time for me to see this new paint color Aaron told me about. I want to say it was called Slate Gray Neo.
Yep.
It's a really nice color. It looks rich. It just looks primo. And it has no metallic, I don't think. So it just has a really...
Agreed.
Yeah, slick looking. 140 something thousand, I think, for a 4S. Does that make sense?
That's
Maybe it was a
loaded
Turbo S.
one.
Maybe it was a Turbo S. Maybe
That's a
a
load.
Turbo something. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the turbos are closer to 160. So
Okay,
maybe it
okay.
was just a highly spec'd.
Yeah, it looked great. Beautiful wheels on it.
Yeah.
It was slick. I was very tempted to let's take this for a quick, let's go for a rip there, bud. But
Wait a year.
That's a
I think that's you don't want to
Wait
be
a
tempted
year.
into having
100
one.
grand.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
What did you say?
100 grand next year.
Yeah, no, that's the thing. It's no
okay.
different than Taycan. Like, hey,
Yeah.
call me when these things are sitting in a lot and you're discounted by 25 grand. You want to lease them for nothing.
Yeah.
That's the move.
Some really nice Cayennes in the basement. I'm not an expert on current Cayennes, but like an e-hybrid new, big fancy wheels, air suspension, slammed to the ground. I took a picture of it in silver. It looked amazing.
I saw
it's the
the
equivalent of
stands,
rolling
yeah.
up in the Navigator.
Yeah.
Really slick. It's a big car. They're quite big now.
Talk to us about that copper ruby metallic. Was that a GTS?
Yes, Macan GTS. That's a really good looking car. It's also spec'd nicely in the showroom in terms of it's got the roof bars, the roof box. It fits. It has
They did the vibe.
There was a time I knew all the details about Macans. I don't remember them exactly, but the interior of this car has that white leather pebble.
Yes.
It's a really beautiful looking, but it stressed me out because I was wearing jeans at the moment and I thought I probably shouldn't touch it.
Yeah.
And then the outside had all of the high gloss you could ever imagine, like the wheels, the window trims, the blade on the side. Everything was high gloss. The car looked amazing. The color I don't think presents that well inside. You need the right light.
Sure.
Because it just looks black.
And I guess black wheels.
Yeah, because they're black gloss. I think it must be a package. I'm assuming it's a package. I don't know, but everything was glossy. The stress level for me, the anxiety was spiking. I was like, don't touch it.
Well, that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like between the inside, which you can't sit in because
Yes.
it's pebble, and the outside, which you can't wash because it's all piano black or
Yes.
gloss black. No
Yes,
thanks.
yes. You're right on all fronts.
Yeah, you guys could not own these cars.
No, and because it's a dark color too, it would stress me out. Don't touch it.
I
Don't.
love that
I
color
can
though.
feel it
Yeah,
vibrating.
yeah. I think the price on that one was $140. That's where I'm getting the $140 from.
Okay, that makes more
'cause
sense.
It was really loaded up. Yeah,
That's a lot.
and then there was.
It's a lot.
I'm not a gigantic fan, but I do feel I should at least mention there was a really beautiful GT Silver 911 GT2 RS.
Oh,
Like a 19 low miles
Yeah.
car. It looked like it was this is going to sound like a weird comment, but Aaron and I bonded over it. He opened the door to show me the car. It had that smell of being in a garage for a long time. You could you just knew. And he said, yeah, it's a part of a collector. It was just, it's about 3,000 kilometers on it. It's how many years old? 6 or 7 years.
Yep.
But the full race car spec that you remember with the red headliner and the red steering wheel and the red stitching everywhere. And the car was GT Silver with the Weiss Gold wheels.
like it.
I mean, it looks amazing. It's a $500,000 911 that no one drove over, what does that break down to? 3,000 kilometers over 6 years, so 500. I mean, it got driven.
Yeah,
I guess.
sort of.
But the smell, he
yeah,
opened the
got
door and I
shoved
was like, it smells like it's been sitting a while. You just know.
Is that on consignment or the?
No, I don't think so. I think
Traded
I think it was a trade, and I honestly don't know. I didn't ask.
What do you trade a GT2 RS?
It's a very good
Not a
question.
Macan EV.
No.
I'm not at liberty to say, but there were interesting things in the basement.
Okay.
Yeah, some pretty things. Anyway, thanks, Aaron, for taking me for a spin. And lucky me, I'm holding up here. He gave me I'm very happy to have it. It's a brand new paint to sample color chip box.
It's pretty.
Which
Fan
is
deck, I guess they call it.
Particular color.
Yeah, the box is mint green. I'll take a photograph of it for him for the internet tonight. But thanks, Aaron. I really appreciate that. I always wanted one, but they seem to be, very difficult to get your hands on. So it's now on the desk of the DashBored studio,
Absolutely.
and it will make its life here while we all handle it carefully.
Keep it away from the dogs.
Yeah. Anyway, tonight's main theme, which we all sort of agree that is a subject that's goes hand in hand with car people, is dun 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 watches.
I think you said all. I think there's about two of us that are going to contribute heavily to this.
Yeah,
and
I
then
think so.
No.
Two
way.
The guy who says, I'm not going to talk about it, he's got 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a couple, but
Isn't
yeah.
that interesting?
It's all
Yeah,
good.
yeah, yeah. And even the one who's not wearing one right now still really appreciates
say,
them and sends me
Are
links
any
here
of
and
us
there.
wearing a watch tonight?
No.
No.
do you
one
want
of
to
us
know why
is
I'm not
hilarious.
wearing a watch?
Is it because your wrists are far too pretty?
No, it's because I'm self-conscious around you guys because I have an
Oh, get
Apple
out.
Watch and I've seen your collection. So
There's nothing wrong with an Apple Watch. I owned multiple Apple
It
Watches.
serves a very good purpose.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
There's
it.
a reason it outsells the entire Swiss watch industry.
yeah, well,
You know.
it's more about other things than it is about telling time. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway, it goes hand in hand with a lot of people we talk to, so we thought we would talk about it. We will do a 30-second, a quick history for everybody's watch, just so we kind of know where we all stand, and then we'll talk. What I did was assemble a list of the lowest price point, what I think is great, what you want to spend, and going all the way up to spending $2 million for something crazy, But we're going to go around the table. Mike, give us your brief history.
Oh, not really a lot to say.
Well, when you were a kid, you didn't have one?
I'm sure I had a Timex calculator
Perfect.
watch.
Love it.
Right? Couple Casios. I'm a big fossil guy. Had a lot of fossils over the years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Until recently, COVID era, got my first Datejust. It's a vintage
Rolex Datejust.
Rolex Datejust.
Yeah,
1973 model. Gray dial. Nothing too special, but I like it.
Yeah.
And yeah, black sub recently. So
Booyah.
yeah,
I like your Datejust.
So do I.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Can't go wrong with that.
I know.
Yeah.
There's a reason they make millions of them. They're popular.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's where it lands for now.
Okay. Jumping to Sean.
so I think I can cover this up very quickly.
That's fine.
In high school, and I thought I was going to say it was a Nixon, but it actually may have been a fossil. Now you say that, Mike.
Yep.
It was a very bizarre, sort of stainless steel looking thing, and it had time, and then it also had the seconds digitally behind it in this sort of funky font. It was a very strange watch, but it was unique, and I don't remember how I decided that's what I wanted, but anyway, I know that I also had for a period of time a Nixon watch that had a very big dial. I don't know if this was a 45 mil case or what it was, but I was just taken by the look of it. Blue dial, silver and sort of red hands, I think, and it had a brown leather strap. So it was really just all about the aesthetic. And then I kind of stopped wearing that, or maybe it broke.
Were you like a teenager?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
This
okay.
is in high school. Maybe it was in university. I don't
Okay.
remember.
Yeah, yeah.
And then, so that one would have been university. Now that I say that. And then I think in 2019, I bought an Apple Watch.
Hello.
Had it ever since.
Yeah.
What
And-
series are we talking
Yeah,
about?
because from that we'd be probably Series 1 was in 2015. So
Is
I
that
think-
long ago that came
Yeah, I
out?
got my first one in
we're at
2015, yeah.
Series 10 now.
Oh, my
I'd say, or close.
Lord.
I think mine is a Series 3. It's old.
Yeah.
but it still runs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's a 4, but I think it's a 3.
Yeah. Okay. The
And
bigger one, the smaller one.
Yeah, the 44.
I don't know. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It's the bigger one of the two options.
Okay.
I mean, but if you guys know me, I'm married. I don't wear a wedding ring. I don't have jewelry.
You're married?
Yeah.
I never knew that.
Never heard of him.
I have a wedding ring. I try to get on board. But just there's certain cases if I'm doing the right thing, I don't mind having a watch on, but I'm not a guy who wants to wear one all the time. So I've just kind of never really I'll wear my Apple Watch to work, or if I'm doing a workout or some activity. Other times it just sits on the charger. So
What is a workout?
Yeah. Well, actually, if you're asking past Sean in the last 6 months, I don't know either. There was once a point.
Makes sense.
Dylan, go ahead.
Go.
I guess like you guys started out with like Nixon watches because they're very readily available.
Sure.
Interesting.
Doing the line of work I do, it's tough to wear a nice watch because you never know what you're going to do that day.
Okay.
So I essentially just didn't wear a watch for a long time, and then decided to get back into it. Bought a Rolex 39 mil OP blue dial, and have recently sold that. So I am
Oh, you're in the market.
in the market again.
Nice.
Now, was it true that you actually wore that on the job site once?
Oh, I wore that like for months. On the
Well, to be fair, I mean, they're meant to be used. I mean, it is what it is. You can use them.
Did anybody notice when you wore it and be like, oh? Or did they
No.
just like, it's a
no,
silver watch?
nobody in my work's gonna know.
No.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
Yeah.
fair. Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah, okay.
So
it's a
you're
good
lucky-
watch. There's
so
a
you're
reason.
lucky.
Oh, it's a nice watch. It's like subtle, understated, but
Yeah.
if you know, kind of thing.
Yeah, fair enough. There's a reason they're good. They're
Where does one let one of those go? Some sort of marketplace? You go to a watch guy?
I just knew somebody that
Said, hey,
wanted it.
I'd like that.
Yeah,
Perfect.
made the numbers work, and
trusted you to be the you want to buy the seller, not the watch in that market.
yeah,
For sure.
yeah. Oh yeah,
They
no
know
doubt.
you can sell it.
Yes, yeah. That is a big thing.
Interesting. My history is long, but I'll give you the brief version. My first watch was a sort of I think what a lot of kids buy. I went to the Sears Wish Book, and I ordered to the store a Casio G-Shock, like the big one, like the watch that looks big and important and only cost. I think it saved $130 to buy it, so it wasn't exactly. It might have been under $100. I don't remember. Had that, and then I went through that phase when I started driving that I went to all the car dealers of the companies that I like wanted or idolized, like a Subaru or a Volkswagen, and they always had a watch in like the glass case. So I
Right.
still own like 3 Subaru watches.
do you really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and like, so I don't know who made the watch. I have no idea.
yeah.
They're still in a box. And then I moved on to like what everybody went through, which is like either the Nixon or the Fossil series. I had I must have had 2 or 3 Fossil watches. I don't know.
Yeah.
I remember they came in these really decorative boxes.
Yeah, I love the box.
Yeah, the boxes were cool.
Oh yeah, they always had great
Yeah.
presentation, and they always had like nice leather bands.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I still have them. I have a box full of old watches that probably none of them still operate, but I kept them because I think they're neat. And then I went on to my first big boy watch. I think I might have spent $500 on it, and I did a Bulova from like one of those typical mall
Yep.
jewelers.
Yeah.
It felt pretty badass because it was heavy.
Yep.
And it was like black metal with a gold face, and I could never tell you the model or anything, but I wore that thing proudly and beat the living crap out of it. The black was chipping off everywhere. I'm assuming they just, I don't know, anodize. I think it would be anodized or what it would be.
Yeah, for
Probably.
sure.
Had that, and then I flirted with all kinds of different things, and then eventually I just took the full plunge, and I bought my first Rolex about 10 years ago, and I own a few of those now, and those have been great watches, and for exactly the reason you said, you can use them every day, and they just sort of work. There's I don't have to worry about it. If you ask me what I covet today, it's an AP. I want an AP, but I can't seem to buy it in Canada, and I'd have to part with some of mine, and that's difficult also.
Yeah. Trading 3 for 1 is probably a hard pill
Yeah,
to
it's
swallow.
not
Yeah,
easy.
that's a
Yeah,
tough
this is exactly the problem. I know a lot of people who've done it, but I'm not sure I could. Anyway, that's a brief history. I thought what we would do is we would talk about some of the watches we like at different price points. Is that okay?
Yeah, totally.
And I have it up on screen here.
Yeah.
Not that we're not super hip and modern like the YouTubers, but we're getting there.
If I could just insert, and
yes.
I'd be interested to see, I don't know what you just said that sparked my memory, but I've omitted a couple of watches.
Oh,
And
we're circling back around to Sean's
sorry.
history.
so, and this is called, I just had to Google it because I had no idea what it would be called. So I had this watch.
Look at that thing.
Dude, those
I
were
feel like I've
so
seen one of
popular
those.
in my high school.
Is that a swatch?
Really?
No, this is also
no.
a Nixon.
It's a Nixon.
It's called a player edition, evidently. And I had this.
I like it.
This green one, and I
In
had
that color?
Yeah.
Wow.
And I don't.
They had
remember-
white ones, right?
I don't know.
Yes.
I
So
think
there
they
was
had a white
there
one.
was I think it was a
That
4
was-
colorway series. I had 2. I remember this, and then probably a blue one because
I think they had a
I'm
blue, one.
guy.
Like, yeah.
And anyway, I years later, like this thing was in a closet or a drawer or something, and I was wearing the one that I liked more at a wedding, and some guy came up to me. He's like, "Dude," he's like, "I have this one, this one, this one." He's like, "I'm missing the green one." And I was like, "I think I have that watch at home."
Wow.
And he pulled cash out of his wallet and he's like, I'll give you $250 for that watch.
What do you think you paid for this thing?
Less than that.
Okay, okay.
Probably maybe 150. I don't remember.
Wow.
And I was like, okay, well, if I can go find it,
I'll text you.
Yeah. So the next day I went home and I was scrounging through all my stuff and I found this watch and sold it to the guy.
Wow, that's amazing. Did you know this dude?
No.
That's so
total stranger at a
weird.
wedding.
That's even better.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Was it an open bar?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, you should have took that money that night.
Yeah.
Yeah, but but what I see as an impact is now he doesn't have a green watch to go with his green outfit.
I know. That
Or
is
my-
a,
or
that
my
is a
green
very
headphones.
nice looking
Yeah,
watch.
or his
That's a
green
good point.
headphones, his whole fit.
Yeah, the fit is looking envious tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you carry on, Ryan, with your planned itinerary here. I'm going
that's
to look
okay.
at the other.
That's okay.
other
Yeah,
colors.
yeah.
Go ahead.
You can see, everybody can see
Yeah,
my
yeah.
screen.
Yeah.
I put them in price order. So I think that there are watches that are great at $100, and I think there are watches that are great at $2 million, as we all know. But we can start at what I think is sort of an icon for everybody, and it was my first step in life, which was a Casio G-Shock. I think that Dylan had some comments about it, but there's a reason that they make millions of them and sell millions of them.
Oh, for sure. No, they do. They are everywhere.
Yeah, and look at all they come in about
Oh,
a
look at
million
that
different
thing.
colors.
Yeah.
and-
I have a red one. I
like it in
I wear
red.
it quite a bit.
Yeah. Dylan,
Yeah,
what are your
like,
thoughts? You
I don't
thought they were too
I don't
big?
have one. Yeah,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
I don't have one, and I, walked by 100 of them, being like, maybe I should just buy this for.
You walk by 100 of
just
them
to
in like a
buy them.
department store or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because you can just beat them up. Who
Yeah.
cares?
Yeah.
It's irrelevant.
Yeah.
And they do look good, but once you actually like get them and like pull them out and feel them,
Touch them.
like I don't know, they just seem so tall.
It's yeah.
I don't know
Some
what
of
the
them
height
are,
is.
some of them aren't. You gotta watch.
I agree with Mike. You can get the right one. Like
Yeah.
that. There's that one that looks like the AP. I don't know. It's a hexagonal design.
Yeah.
It's probably here somewhere.
Yeah.
This one.
Yeah.
I put it on one time. It's not. It doesn't weigh anything.
No.
Nor is it
no,
tall.
they definitely don't weigh
And it's
anything.
$139.
Yeah, exactly.
You spend more than that on coffee in a week.
Whoa. You don't spend $130 on coffee.
Well, he drinks
You cannot
6 a
drink
day.
that
He
much.
could.
Between the two of them, they do.
You serious?
I bet.
Holy oh my god! I had no idea.
Nespresso ain't cheap, man.
Oh, I see. Yeah. I don't know. There's like, look, honestly, in this collection, I'm with you. I used to do exactly that. I'd like walk through the department store, see the big glass case. I'm with you that my feelings are the same. They don't necessarily feel like they're super premium.
Yep.
But you're also paying a price.
Yeah, I
of,
know.
like,
Yeah, I think
like-
for the money, they're amazing.
Yeah, there's so many. Like Mike was just scrolling through the screen here. There's tons.
It literally
of them.
doesn't end this page.
That's something you can wear to work, Dylan.
Yeah.
And it would
I'm
take a literal beating.
Right.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No doubt.
Yeah.
I'm surprised. Like you're flipping through, there's a few that like, but I'm with Dylan. Like I've looked at these in the past. Like people wear them, and quite often they're in these bright, sort of outlandish colors, and I just go, it doesn't do anything for me. But
Yeah.
there's some in there
Says
that
the
aren't.
guy who wore a green watch. Blue watch.
Listen, I'm very
And the guy
demure
who owns a
now.
red one.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I don't know. There's just so many. I if you're a young guy who's got a part-time job, like I'm like, man, $100. Like,
Oh, yeah.
they're
Yeah.
great. Some of them are under 100. I mean, they
Yeah.
just vary all over the place. Mike likes that.
I like
vintage
this thing.
Yeah, he likes that vintage looking. This one is metal, so I'm going to assume this is expensive.
That's more than $100. Yes.
It looks like a 1980s
Yeah, exactly.
Casio.
Yeah. So Mike's
Let's
like,
find it here.
there's right there.
Is that well?
It's the same kind of thing.
Okay, $750.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
Yeah. No.
Oh, that's a
Yeah.
lot of money.
But
Holy.
it's full metal.
so.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Okay, back up to the plastic ones.
and
Okay,
that's
ready?
the thing.
There you
Like,
go.
This thing.
you can kiss your 750 goodbye
Right.
That part I
Okay.
will never question.
as soon as you buy
So the
that.
plastic looking ones for there's one $215.
Yeah, 215.
Okay,
That's
yeah,
not bad.
that doesn't
Yeah,
offend
yeah,
me.
and
No.
it looks the part. It's got the vibe.
Yeah, I
And
would
look
be
at all
more
the
in
colors. Like,
Yeah, I know.
what I'm always jealous about with these watches. There's so many. Like, look,
Yeah.
there's tons of them. You flick around this webpage, like you can, and I think this is quite easy. Like, add to cart, buy on the website, simple process, no relationship building.
Yeah.
You don't have to work through building a relationship to buy a car. You know what I'm saying?
It's not like a Toyota. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. Anyway, at the lower price point, I would never hesitate to recommend this.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
they're great.
Yeah, I mean, at 750, I'd be questionable.
You'd have to be a G-Shock collector, I think.
Yeah,
To buy
At
something like that.
At 200.
Yeah.
a little over 200.
What's your limit?
I think you're good.
3,
No, right there.
200.
Yeah,
200. Okay, 200. That's okay.
I'm not-
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
I think you get in what you get out, right? So
Fair enough. The next thing I put on here was as a brand is Hamilton.
Yep.
And I recognize that Hamilton sometimes has a bit of a weird reputation because everywhere you turn in every Hollywood movie and every television show and everything ever put on the screen, someone's wearing a Hamilton. But to the credit of this company, anyone, anywhere, on any screen is wearing a Hamilton.
Are they doing brand deals on this stuff or
They,
what?
they
Like,
just have Hamilton watches. They're
Yeah,
always
I think they just have
sponsoring.
them.
They're always like
I think they get tough because they get put into a lot of like higher end dealers.
they
too.
do, and I think that
I
actually
think that's-
negatively affects
yeah,
them.
I
as
think
well.
that negatively affects them. Yeah.
Yeah, but just for like perfect example, when you're on the khaki field, which I think is like Hamilton's like icon, easy to
Yeah,
wear,
it's their
comfortable, goes with everything.
OP.
The first one they show off is $1,300. I get that, but it is literally the Murph watch from Interstellar.
Oh.
I owned this watch, and it's very cool. It's literally the watch that she's looking at in the movie.
Yeah.
So Hamilton supplied that watch. It's the first one they show. Of course, it's the first one. But if you scroll through this page, there's tons of variations of Hamilton khaki field. Lots of different sizes. You know,
Yeah.
you got your 35 millimeters, your 40 millimeters, 37s, 38s, and they just go with everything. And you can kind of see Mike's looking at the numbers, but I don't think they go any higher than what, $1,400
Yeah, it
bucks?
looks like 1,400, but
Yeah.
I think you're going to get to this, but shouldn't the folks at Omega or Mega sponsored Interstellar instead?
You would think that, but
You
I'm
would have
telling you,
thought so.
Hamilton's in everything,
Yeah.
man. Everywhere you turn.
Wow.
Just remember, here's a perfect example. We all grew up watching Men in Black.
Yeah.
That
yeah,
crazy
they're all-
watch that Will Smith
Yeah.
wears, that's a Hamilton. They still make that.
Been around that long?
Yeah, they still make it.
Wow.
Yeah, of course, because they can work on that Hollywood connection. Why wouldn't you? I think that's awesome. I'm not going to wear that crazy looking watch. It's not my
No.
vibe. But this, for example, I own this. I thought this was a great watch. Comes in the box that looks like the Tesseract from the movie.
that's kind of
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's very cool. Yeah. Anyway, you can see, like, I don't even know. Do their prices? I think their prices end at around $2,000. I mean, you could spend more if you want, but
We
2000s.
Canadian dollars here?
Yeah, Canadian. Yeah, they'll go higher, but it'll be
watches
different
over
watches.
2,000.
Yeah. So they're not like huge money, and there's so many. And to your point, you can find them everywhere.
Everywhere.
Like lots of stores carry them, easy to get.
Any real, like, you're not, I don't think you're finding them at like mall
No,
jewelers.
no, it's got to
but
be at a
real
jeweler.
You're at a
yeah,
real
yeah.
jeweler.
Yeah,
I
for
mean,
sure. No, I know what you mean. I know
They're,
exactly
not,
what
they're
you mean.
not at the Hudson's Bay Company. Of
No.
No, the G-Shock should be there, and the
Yeah.
Citizens and
Yes.
things
Yeah.
like that, which I have no hate on. They're
No.
great, but this I think is a great watch, and I think people sort of ignore Hamilton sometimes for exactly what you said. They're next to the Breitling
That's
box
tough.
or the whatever brand down the chain,
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
can get ignored. But
Is the tag still in that price range there?
they are. But here's the thing: I wanted to talk about tags specifically. I didn't put it on the list, but I think it's worth having a conversation. So thank you. I think tag is funny because for the last like 15 or 20 years, I think they were really out of style. And I'm just speculating. It's a hot take with Ryan. When they signed the timing deal with Formula One,
Yes.
you can almost guarantee their business is about to go up.
Look,
Oh.
it's
Oh,
already
for sure.
it's already
Yeah.
worked on
Yeah.
me. Like
Yeah.
I like as a guy who doesn't own. You mean you heard of my history? No watches. I don't have a good one now. Like
Yeah.
when I saw probably Max wearing a Monaco, I mean, I immediately went and looked and was like,
Oh, really?
I love that watch. Yeah.
Okay.
They had like a skeleton edition Monaco, like blue, and you can see through it. It's probably like 20 grand. Yeah. But anyway, visually, I was like, I'm here for this.
Yeah.
When I was in Florida a couple years ago, in Disney Springs, there was a little watch boutique thing. They
Yeah.
had one.
Yeah.
Tried it on, and I was like, yeah, I like this.
Yeah.
But listen, to be clear, I'm not buying a Monaco for $18,000 or whatever they're asking. But
No.
that would be.
But I didn't put tag down here, but I had purposely thought when Mike brought that up, like the Formula One, like let's be honest, they were involved in Formula One and timing for all these. You know, every time you see a gorgeous vintage 911 with rally clocks on
Yeah.
the dash,
Tags.
it's a tag watch, or it's a tag dial, or a tag unit, I should say. But like, I just think that was like a brilliant move. Like Rolex is leaving this space, no problem. Jump back in here, spend a fortune. But the media machine that is Formula One now will boost their business dramatically.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
not to
Yeah.
digress too heavily,
Yeah.
but like when you're. So I record all the Formula One races because I don't typically get to watch them at the weird hours they're on, or my
4
children.
a.m.
Yeah. But the key for me visually when I'm scrolling is the Rolex clock
Anna.
hitting 3 o'clock
Yeah.
on the. So is that going to go away? It's just you just.
It'll be a Tag
It might be
Heuer
a tag.
clock.
Oh, interesting.
It's changed. It's a big deal.
I did not realize
it's
that.
a big. I think Rolex has had the deal for 20 years.
Yeah.
So all the tracks have got to put these.
All
tag-
new. Yeah, but they only wheel that stuff in for the weekend. It's
Sure,
gone again.
fair enough, yeah.
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 Yeah. I mean, the tag Carrera is
Carrera,
Good looking watch.
I really like that.
nice
watch.
looking
Aqua
watch,
Racer. Our good
Yeah.
friend, Lucas wears a green Aqua Racer. Of
Yep.
course, it's great. It's a great green dial watch. It's
Yeah.
great. It's perfect.
Yeah, I wouldn't sleep on them for sure.
No, I didn't write it down, but it's one of those things I definitely think is a good buy. There's no doubt. Well, at least I think you're going to get in the market now because they're going to be.
And what's
Strong.
a Carrera, for example, worth? Like
I don't know.
the
Dylan might know up close.
You know what?
I think they were
4 or
10
5?
to 13.
Yeah, I think they're 10 to 13, but they're like, once
Are they that much money?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
because
Okay.
I thought I remember them being in like the 6s. And then I think we checked a couple months ago
Yeah,
when I
we
was
did.
like, hey, I might be back in the market here.
interesting.
Let's look and see. I pulled up some stuff. Yeah, 4,000, 5,000, 8,000.
That's more what I was thinking.
Yeah.
5 figures for a Carrera seems.
Let's see, 8,500, 10,850 for a
Yeah,
Carrera chronograph.
Carrera.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Here's a nice looking sort of panda, reverse panda look here.
Yeah.
Sorry, Mike.
Yep.
$8,500. Yeah, and I like these kinds of vintage ones here.
That one specifically, that's their something racer with on the far left there.
Yeah,
Brian?
as a chronograph skipper.
Yeah, you're supposed to be like a yacht racer, but aesthetically, I dig that watch.
Yeah,
I've
super
seen
nice.
that
Yeah,
before.
I'm not a yacht racer, nor do I think I will be, but I think the watch looks really slick.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I don't know. I think Tag's has been slept on forever, and now I think they're in a strong position to
Yep.
come back
Capitalize.
around. Yeah. The next one I put
We're
on the
going to
list.
come back down in budget.
Yeah, but that's okay. Yeah, it's okay. We're jumping all over the place. But I'm kind of going up from the start price points. Is kind of what I was
Yeah.
looking for. I highlighted Tissot. I don't have anything, just to be really upfront, I don't have anything perfectly positive nor negative to say about Tissot. But when they launched the PRX, which has become like a massive success for them.
huge.
Yeah, I mean, they make it in like 50 different dial colors. They range from $500 to $1,000. You can have your dial in my favorite color, mint green. You can have it in dark green. You can have it in pink, navy, and they're both quartz and automatic. Here's a perfect example: ice blue.
Yeah, I think
Yep.
that's the number one is the ice.
Is
blue.
it okay?
Yeah.
Well,
really.
to be fair, that dial color is ubiquitous with Rolex because anytime you have an ice blue dial, you're wearing a platinum watch.
Yeah.
So
Oh, dear.
this can be very. And what I think the best thing about the PRX line in particular is you look like you're wearing a Gerald Genta designed watch from the 70s, and it was under $1,000.
Yeah. Oh, I remember when these
I like
like
this
came
blue
out.
gradient one. That's
Totally,
nice.
they're great.
I like that too,
They're
Mike.
So good.
It's quite nice.
It was
Yeah.
these watches were everywhere on social media when they came out.
Yeah, and I don't know, maybe the last 4 years, I don't know exactly,
Yeah.
something like that. But if you go to a store and look at them now, there's tons of them. There's like the
Oh,
selection in the
everywhere.
case is amazing.
Talk to me like a 5-year-old about like Tissot. I mean, I know the name, but like I guess I kind of associated it with like a budget.
Yeah, but
quasi
Yeah, it
budget.
is.
it is.
Okay.
But I don't think
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
a bad thing.
you nailed it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not the
But they're
expert on
popular.
it, but yeah. Oh man,
They're
these sell
popular
like
because
crazy.
they're like, look, like it's a great looking watch for the price.
Okay.
It's arguable. I use maybe you didn't recognize the Gerald Genta reference, but he's the designer who did the kind of most famous sport watches of the 70s. So the number one being the Audemars Piguet Royal Oak.
Okay.
And this looks like a $50,000 steel watch
Yeah.
to all intents and purposes from about 10 feet away.
Yep.
Unless you're a real watch nerd.
But it's $600.
Exactly. And let's be honest, it's like the only watch you can buy where you get like you want to look at all the colors. I mean, you can have
That's a lot.
just for example, Patek Philippe makes the 5711, their most iconic stainless steel watch, the Nautilus. You want that with a Tiffany blue dial? Yeah, that'll be $3 to $5 million, right? In stainless steel. The retail price is $200,000,
Yeah.
but that's $5. Here you go, no problem. You can have the T-Cell PRX in a very similar dial color, and that'll be $975.
Yeah.
And I'm just reading 54 models.
There's tons.
54.
Is there really?
That's what
Just
it
the
says.
PRX?
Yeah.
There's tons. You go to that case, there's tons of them. I can never argue against this watch. I think it's a great watch.
What's the size overall?
They range, they're 38. I think they go from
There's-
36 and 40, I
There's
think.
40 mils.
So they're
Yeah.
small-ish.
But 40's fine.
Do we
40's
want? Yeah. Do we want to talk about sizing?
Yeah,
Because
go.
people that don't really wear watches or have watches,
I have a
I don't
six.
think they really know.
I know my wrist size, 6 3/4 inch. I can rock anywhere from a 38 to a 42 maximum.
Yeah, but you're not going less than 38.
No, it's just not.
Looks dainty.
Yeah, but I'm okay with it if that's your style. Like if you're a guy wearing a business suit every day and you want that look, I totally get it. It's just not for me.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
think 40 is a real sweet spot.
You'd have to wear. A,
No, like a 38 would look like a child's device on my wrist.
yeah. You'd be looking for like a 40.
A 40, like for you, it's
Would
a 40
fit.
for sure. Yeah.
if not bigger.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you could probably go up to like we'll jump to this at some point,
Wow.
but like the Omegas, a lot of them are 42.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Perfect, because that's
Yeah.
what I like.
Yeah, okay.
you go.
Fair enough. Yeah, yeah. But to be fair, let's just remember the math. You could buy 10 to 12 of
900 of
these. Yeah. 10 to 12 of the nicest ones for the cost of a Speedmaster
Yeah.
in steel.
Thank goodness my wife doesn't listen to this podcast.
We'll get her on board.
Once she gets her sticker on her car, she's like, what's this?
Yeah.
I inserted one micro brand that I really like. This is a company called Doxa. They're Swiss. They make really beautiful diving watches, and I like them because...
Doxa that's a town they're from, isn't it?
Oh, I don't know that. I have to be honest, I don't know.
I think I watched a video on these guys once.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you're well ahead of me. You're just doing your research.
No. Who's the guy on YouTube all the time?
There's Dylan. Dylan, come on
I
now.
know what I
That's-
just said.
Yeah.
Hodinky?
No,
No.
that's not a guy.
No.
Well, okay, but
he's always sitting with. I just watched one with like Tom Segura, and then.
You're
he's
always
always.
Teddy Baldwin
Yeah,
or something like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
I don't know. One of those. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's what it was on.
These are great. They're diving watches, and as a person who loves color,
They're
diving
very
watches
colorful.
in lots of colors.
Yep.
You want a historical orange dial, and what I love is they actually have history. Like they made this watch in the 70s with an orange dial, so let's make it today with an orange dial, and I love that. You want it in, aquamarine, yellow, navy. Look at these colors.
So is Doxa like a legacy maker? Or
Yeah, it's
they
been around for a long time.
Okay.
Yeah, but they're not super expensive. So they're talking in francs here, but like let's say 1,000 to 1,500 francs, so 2,500 to $3,000.
Sure.
Canadian, shipped direct from the website. Place your order here. No dealer relationship.
Right.
No gobbledygook. Just
Oh,
buy.
that green thing's speaking to me. That
Yeah,
looks
they're
all right.
great. This is only one model that I like. I selected the Sub 200T. I think it's just like if you Google these watches and look up some of the reviews, they're really well reviewed and really reasonably priced. And they've got that historical look. I like that. I like that you can also have a perfectly matching strap, which we'll get into later.
Is that a rubber strap?
Yes, you can have it in rubber or this what do they call? I think it's called string of beads bracelet.
Yeah.
Steel bracelet, which makes it uber comfortable. You know what I mean? This sort of, I'm guessing it's a bead bracelet. Anyway, this is more of a micro brand. I totally get that in terms of their reach, but you're not going to find it at everyday store. But place the order on the
Huge
website.
bezel.
Good looking.
Yeah, but I'm good with that. I think they're all 40 mil. They're not like big watches.
But they have a really small face.
They look
Yes.
chunky. Yeah, you're right, Dylan.
Diving
Yeah.
watches, well built.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta go.
Yeah.
When you're next diving to 600 meters,
Yeah, exactly.
this is
I
the
don't think
watch
my
you're gonna
hot tub
want.
goes that deep.
Yeah, but you could wear it in the hot tub and be fine. You know what I mean?
Correct.
Anyway, it's a little bit of an offshoot, but I think they're just so good at this price point. We'll jump to our next, if I can get it there. This is an icon brand.
Which people who don't know watches are not going to know who this is.
No, exactly. Let's talk about Tudor.
Yep.
I have
let's do
lots
it.
of thoughts. You have anything you want to say before I jump in?
I think before I got into watches, I thought, why would I ever buy one of these?
Interesting.
Because they look like their big brother
Yeah.
Rolex.
Yeah.
And then it's like, oh, I'm just going to buy the brand underneath because I just didn't pony up.
Yeah.
Is that like buying a Cayman when you could have had a 911?
Oh,
Is that a slight at me?
No, I'm in the same boat as you. I'm just saying.
I think it's more like a Miata to a Cayman.
Easy. Okay. Easy.
like a base to a GTS?
Mike's about to get kicked out the room. Yeah, I understand your thinking there. I get that.
Yeah, but I think after time and just being around them, I think they're actually more rare, to be honest with you.
And they're
You see way less Tudors than you do Rolexes.
You do.
yeah, and they're just
And they're a great watch.
they're awesome.
They are. They're
See,
the exact same.
You sent me one of these once and said, like, look, if you're interested in like
For
at
$5
some point
grand?
joining the herd,
Yeah.
like this is a great watch. And I looked at it and I was like, oh, Tudor. Like, and again, I don't really have like a lot of, there's no stigma for many of these brands to me because I don't know enough about it. But I guess I was kind of like Dylan. I was just like, I don't know if I really know much about that. It doesn't really do much for me. But when I started looking around, like you said, some great looking stuff. I mean,
Oh yeah,
I was
like
trying to-
Their Black Bay is.
Yeah,
the
well, I
winner.
mean, look, I think that when the Black Bay was launched, I don't know, let's say, because Tudor kind of went through a phase, right? They were around in the 70s and 80s, and then they faded out because Rolex was taking the crown, no pun intended.
Yep.
And then they came back as a kind of a rebranded launch. I think it was in 2010, and honestly, when they launched the Black Bay with the red bezel, like it was a big deal because you were like, wow, this is a distinct watch, and Rolex as a company will never take, it's my opinion, they're not a chance taking company.
No.
They stick to the basics, like the 911. They don't change things. Tudor's kind of become the brand where they take chances.
Yeah.
And I love that. And
the pink dial chrono.
exactly that kind of thing.
That's my favorite. I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, it's a
And the
nice
watch
one.
I send to everybody who's a car guy who asks me what's the watch to buy to make the first kind of big boy step.
Yeah,
It's a
'cause it
Tudor
is.
chronograph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because in a white dial,
Panda?
panda, or a
Oh,
reverse panda with a black dial,
gorgeous.
or the aquamarine color, or the pink one, which I recognize are both going to be really difficult to get.
Yeah, they're gonna be hard
But
to
the
get.
white dial and the black dial, it is the best watch, bar none, at that price point. That is a straight up. I don't have any other thoughts on it. It's a great watch.
What are they right now? Like 67?
I think they're around $7,000 now. They have climbed a bit, but it doesn't matter. Like that's half the price of a Rolex, and they're not even a Daytona, but just a Rolex.
exactly.
If you compare it to a Daytona, I think a Daytona is 21,000 today at MSRP.
Yeah.
You know,
What's our friend Mike doing here? He's building
I'm
a watch
building
from
a
literally
watch.
from pieces.
Yeah, he's building a
This
watch
is
on screen.
impressive.
I don't know how to do it, but
Okay, here we go. This
nice.
he's doing it. We're
Picking
doing
the
it in
bezel.
real time.
Oh yeah.
red bezel.
Okay. Yeah. Only one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
makes
that-
sense.
That's their biggest thing, the Tudor, is that you know, you can get the Pepsi.
Yeah.
Like you can get all of them.
Yep.
So in
Yeah.
some ways they try to replicate.
Yeah, because it's the same company.
It's identical.
Is
Yeah.
it?
It's literally owned by
Yeah,
the same family.
literally owned.
Same
That's why I
same
said
charity
Big
owns
Brother.
both. Yeah.
I
It's
believe
literally
they
the same company.
started first. Is that
They
correct?
did. That's correct. Yeah.
See? Wow.
But your comment about the Pepsi, that's a perfect description. The first Pepsi that I ever owned was a Tudor Pepsi, GMT.
Yep.
I was so excited when I walked in and it was in the case when it first came out. I just bought it. I was like, I wasn't even looking to buy it. I just bought it. I was like, I can't believe this for $4,000 at the time.
Yeah.
It was so amazing. And it was such a high quality watch. It was incredible, you know? And I kept it, to your point earlier, I kept it for a year and sold it for, I think, $300 less. Like,
Yep.
it was like one of those moments I was like, that's great. I have no concern. And it was a great watch. Tudor's clasps, Tudor's bracelets, assembly quality is at Rolex standard. It's incredible.
So why did they launch this sub brand?
Because I think
Price.
personally, well, I think price, and then I also think it's strategic to kind of elevate Rolex as
Yeah.
as a more harder to reach product.
Interesting.
You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
like they you know, they got me right away.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna do this. I'll spend the double.
Yeah.
Get the
Yeah,
top
yeah.
one.
If you like titanium watches, Mike's just flicked us over to the Pelagos. I have tried on Pelagos multiple times. These are an amazing collection. So the Black Bay, I think, is the leader because it's a wide
Yeah.
range. But Pelagos is amazing. If you like titanium, I'm not super into titanium. It's really lightweight. It's
The price is decent though. It's
yeah,
attractive.
totally. I think that just this one here, for example, the Pelagos 39 in full titanium. That's an amazing watch. It's effectively a Submariner.
Yeah.
In full titanium, and it's less than half of the price.
Oh, it'd be way less.
And
Yeah, well, I think a Submariner's around $13,000 today, so it's
In
6,000.
titanium?
No, they don't
Well,
make it in
exactly.
titanium. Yeah.
what's the lead time on one of these?
If you
Tomorrow?
want, well, it's not
I don't
perfectly
know.
like
I don't
that
think
because
so.
I keep an eye on these. If you wanted to buy a Pelagos 39, you could probably find it at a dealer within
Yeah.
a day or two.
Oh.
If you wanted to buy a Black Bay monochrome, like the typical one that looks like a Submariner,
Yeah.
you'll be waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those ones are gone. All
Or
the
if
time.
you want to buy a chrono, you might get lucky and there's one in the case.
Yeah.
But I've seen a white dial in the case. I've seen a black dial, but I think the demand is still pretty high. And I just think the more they elevate Rolex away from the everyday, the more that this product makes a ton of sense. And it's built to such a high standard. It's so beautiful. A perfect example, this literally won an award at the Grand Prix de Horlogerie de Genève. And it's a Tudor titanium watch. Like
It's a good looking watch.
it's a great watch.
they're
Fantastic. Thin, lightweight,
Yeah.
super nice. But if you want a chrono, because car guys always seem to like chronos,
Right.
the Tudor chrono is a spectacular
More buttons
watch
and more gauges. Bring it
that you're
on.
never going to use, but they're
Never.
sexy.
That's right.
You
But
know?
they're there and I have it.
Two good friends of ours have the white dial. No question about it. When they walk by, I always, first of all, I like its look and I
Yeah.
know what it is. The second thought is it looks like a Daytona.
Right.
Oh,
And
how
you spent
friggin'
a
right
third
this.
of the MSRP and probably I don't know, they're probably trading at 40,000 for a white dial Daytona today. So
Yeah.
if you're what is that, a fifth of the price, 20%?
Yeah.
You know?
Wow.
And you bought it
And
new
you
with your
didn't
name.
waste 2 years of your life.
Or
three.
or 5. I mean,
Yeah.
you just don't know, right? Anyway, I will always support Tudor, and I pointed it to Dylan, I pointed it to Sean. I'm
Yep.
always like, that's the one. It's a great
Yeah.
watch. They're so high quality.
Send
So,
me all the blue
There you go,
ones.
Dill.
The blue ones.
Oh, there's a lot of blue tiles.
Perfect.
Depends which blue you like, Sean. Look at that.
There's a lot of blues.
Dark.
This is a bright blue.
Oh, I like that quite a lot.
Pelagos.
Is that titanium?
Full titanium.
Blue bezel too?
Infinite
Oh, yeah.
adjustment class. Yeah, blue bezel, and it's all matte blue and beautiful.
Yeah, the
I
matte,
like
and the
that a
loom,
lot.
matte
the loom
blue
is
actually-
amazing.
Yeah, the matte blue is nice.
This watch is amazing.
Yeah.
$6,500. I think when I first tried this on, they were around $4,000. So they've gone up in price for sure.
This is a dangerous game.
Yeah, but it's a great watch. But the thing is,
But
once
see,
you
the nice part is just like, you spend $6,500 on that. It's not gone.
Oh, and
it's
you
not
get
gone.
a complimentary strap with that.
Yeah, you get the rubber strap too. It's a two.
That's a good
that
deal.
is nice.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
what
Yeah,
a great deal.
It's just a placeholder, right?
This
money.
this is true, and no different than. I mean, that's kind of the approach, and I know it's not exactly like this, right? Cars depreciate, so do a lot of things, but like, you're just parking your money there for a minute. Yes, you're
Yeah.
going to lose some, but you're going to enjoy it. It's not like it's going to go to zero.
No,
it's certainly not
there are
going to
certain
zero.
brands I think you'll go to zero.
Yeah,
like if
sure.
you buy the Tissot, you buy it for $975. I think you might someday sell it to some kid on the internet for $250.
Yeah, you buy a Seiko.
Maybe
For
depends which one it is.
$6.
Yeah,
G-Shock,
$700.
Let me see this
G-Shocks,
blue strap.
25
This-
bucks
this
on
is
Market.
we're gonna
Yes.
hand around the blue Pelagos 42 mil titanium, so
Oh,
Sean
yeah.
can have a look at it.
Does it have a blue cloth strap as well?
No,
It has a
this is
blue rubber strap.
So this is the vibe. I mean, as much as like a stainless bracelet or whatever,
Oh, no.
obviously it's classier. I'm a rubber strap guy through and through. Like this,
Yeah.
the aesthetic of this works for me.
I
like.
I
in
agree
the
with
in the
you.
Tudor brand. My favorite at the moment is the Pelagos FXD, which is the watch that doesn't have any straps. You're literally just buying the head, and it comes with multiple knit straps.
Really?
So you can have like this color, that color, and then you can buy like Tudor has the most amazing. I'm calling them knit, whatever they call their straps.
Canvas?
I guess I don't know if they're canvas or what they would be. I don't know what the name is.
They like stretchy or they like a dense like canvas. I think
Oh,
of
yeah,
like
no, they don't move.
No. Yeah. So like this is a perfect example like this.
Oh, okay. So
The-
very
like-
backwoods
This.
person.
that's like a NATO strap. isn't
Exactly. Yeah,
Oh,
NATO,
yeah.
it's a NATO
That's
strap.
yeah, there you go.
So like this is a perfect example. The Tudor Pelagos FXD titanium head with the fixed spring bar. So there's no spring bars. Like when you look at the back of the watch, there's no photograph here, but you don't
Yeah,
have to
you
pinch
don't
a
need
spring
some
bar to
tool.
release it. There's no tools. You just slip a new bracelet through and you're on your way.
Yeah, that is.
This
nice.
is a spectacular watch, readily available. No question, it's probably the next purchase for me. I love these just as a casual fun.
Blackface, black dial.
Just
I think?
exactly like that.
Yep.
Yep. Very simple, clean. I like a watch with very little writing on the dial, and this has a small amount. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I prefer less, but I'm okay with it. I think this is a great watch. You have to be okay with wearing a strap forever. Like there's no
Yeah,
metal
it
bracelet
does- yeah,
version. It
fair
doesn't
enough.
exist.
Oh yeah, no.
But there's actually
But this
I love-
isn't one of one.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
No.
Like it's one of 5 in your collection.
correct. This is also available in a blue dial for our friend over there across the table. Wearing all green conveniently. But yeah, so that's
yeah,
the
here we
blue
go.
version with a blue strap. This is the
What?
I think this
Yeah,
is
see the chrome like that's too busy
much
on
for
that
me?
watch because there's so many lines on the outside.
and
of
I
the
think
bezel.
these are the Red Bull ones. I don't remember. There was a co-sponsorship. I love this. Like this is a beautiful watch. I'm going to hand the screen around.
Oh, and we got a little racing strap on the canvas strap. I like
Yeah.
this too. Yeah.
Super nice. What $5,500 maybe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
They're amazing.
42 mil fit on my wrist.
There's a bartender at a local pub that I might frequent who wears the black dial version of this, and it looks killer. Every time I walk by, I'm like, that's a great watch.
Cash tips, baby.
Something like that.
Keep?
Yeah, exactly. You know the guy.
I do.
The taco joint.
Yep.
Oh, I remember you complimenting him.
Yeah,
I
it's a
didn't
great
see
watch.
that.
I
Okay.
love it. Anyway, I can spend all day on Tudor. I definitely think if you were in the market to make the step to spend $5,000,
Well,
there's
that's it.
so
Like-
many.
Yeah.
From Tudor.
There's a lot. And
Yeah.
then what are those steps? Like, what do we think those steps are? Like, you have a couple $100, you
Yeah.
have $1,000, and then is it 1,000 to 5 or is it 1,000 to 3?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
tough. Yeah.
I think you're jumping right to 5.
I think so too. I mean, you can land in the middle, like I said, those Doxas and some of those.
Yeah. I just feel, I feel
know.
like 3, you're like, oh, I'm kind of committing.
Yeah.
It's kind of a weird spot.
I'm with you. I tend to want to just make the next big step. I'll save up the money because I
Yeah.
always sort of think if I buy something cheaper and I don't like it, then all I'm doing is eating into the money I could be using
Right.
on the one above it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
and you can also assume that 2 on the 3,000, you're going to decline faster.
I know it's not
Trying
perfect, but yeah, I'm
trying
with
to
you.
selling it.
Yeah,
like,
there's no perfect math
No.
equation, but yeah.
Doesn't
I also
mean-
don't like trying to sell a watch at that price. It puts you
No.
into like, all right, I got to put this on Kijiji, or I
Yeah.
got to put it on, and I'm like, okay, it's not, or Marketplace.
Yeah.
You know,
And that is
Mike's favorite place to hang out.
He's pointing at me.
By the way, did you find any tires for cheap yet? Or?
I am not.
Okay, bummer.
one thing I do like about Tudor though is you don't really see too many replicas.
Nope.
Like it's not a brand like the knockoffs come
No.
from.
Nope. I totally agree with that. They're just so well built. Same company, same precision, movements. A lot of them are the same.
Mike, can you reach out to Nass Jewelers and get us a sponsorship after
I'll
this? Because
try.
I think there's been a lot of good publicity for Tudor. I think.
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah, of course. He'll tag
I'll
them.
shoot Brian a text.
He'll tag them. Yeah. Let's jump to Dylan's next. The one he's been looking at.
Here we go.
Baby.
I've been wow.
Okay.
This is such a great watch.
Let me just
Oh
hold
my
it up.
God.
It's an icon. Let me hold it up. You want to talk about
I
it?
believe the man landed on the moon with this.
Ooh. This is the Omega Speedmaster Moonwatch.
It's so nice.
It's beautiful.
I'm with you. I mean, again, you're buying. I'm not. But I sent this to Ryan as well. And you guys can educate me here, but there was a old edition of First something on the moon. First
Yes.
edition on the moon.
Yeah.
First Omega on the moon.
Yeah. First Omega in space.
In space, thank you. And they've just sort of launched it last year.
Yep.
And it's in this sort of dark blue, grayish, I would call it Atlas gray if we're going to liken this to a Porsche
Oh boy.
dial.
You nerd.
Yeah.
Should
and
I open this up and get
I don't
a-
even I don't think I might be in there. I don't know.
no, probably not.
Yeah.
Anyways, like that. And again, you could just sort of dress it down with a rubber strap.
Yep.
I think it looks fantastic. It's got some coloring on the bezel. I don't know, but
You are not in my space putting a rubber strap on a moon watch.
Oh, yeah,
You
yeah.
can't do that.
Oh, yeah.
You have to
I
use
think
like
they
a. You have to
actually
use
show
a.
it.
they,
down
they do.
here,
They
don't
they sell with
You got to
that.
use it with a NATO strap. I think it looks great.
Okay,
on
fine.
mine.
Right?
NATO strap.
Yeah, I'm just
Yeah,
saying,
yeah.
other
I think it
than
looks
the
killer on
bracelet.
it. Yeah. Okay. Fair
But
enough. Yeah.
Now it's a 39, which I don't know.
It's a little. It's probably a little small. Yeah.
I just think they look fantastic. But anyway,
They do.
You're buying, so why don't you tell us what it really is about?
Where's
this
your head
watch?
at, man?
Oh, this is it.
This is the one. Eh?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
But this is mine. The one I'm describing is I think what they describe as a heritage
Yes.
Speedy.
Yes.
And
Oh,
this
you
is
can get, like-
this
There's
is a
so
new
many
one, right?
versions.
So many.
to
There's
be fair.
some with like yellow on it. Like there's so many versions.
Yeah. But you want the simple. You want
Yeah.
the standard
You
moon
got it.
watch.
Black.
Black.
Yep.
Yeah, because they just launched in a white dial,
they
and the
did,
demand
yep.
is crazy for a white dial
Yeah.
at
Is
the
it?
moment. Yeah, and I think they charge $4,000 more than. And we're talking at MSRP. They're definitely taking
Yeah.
advantage of that.
Sure.
So Dylan and I detailed the nerdiness of the Moonwatch earlier, but I'm a bit of a purist when it comes to the Moonwatch. I think you want the version which has the Hesalite crystal, which is the version that went to space because the Hesalite is plastic. You couldn't take a glass crystal watch up to
In
space.
space.
Because it was
Yeah.
pop.
It could be smashed. It
I don't
could
think
be,
they really know, to be honest.
Yeah, they were just concerned about it. So when NASA created the kind of like mandate for the watch,
Yeah.
Omega developed it with the Hesalite crystal, and they still sell it as a piece of history. So the one I have clicked up particular right now is the Hesalite crystal Moonwatch, which I think is the one I would buy. You'd have to be aware going in; it's cheaper, but in exchange you have to deal with the maintenance of a plastic,
Sure.
of a Hesalite crystal. So you can buy polish and just
Right.
polish the crystal back to life.
Yep.
But it will scratch presumably much easier than
It does for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
But personally, I actually really like the look of them as they age.
That's a 42 mil, Sean.
Oh,
Yeah,
they're-
I was just
they're
I was
big.
just
This is
They're all
right up
big.
your alley.
But this is, am I reading this right? $10,000.
Yeah.
List price.
MSRP.
Yeah,
You
list
could definitely
price.
buy this below MSRP.
Yeah,
There's
like
no
you
question.
can find them pretty readily for like $6.
Yeah, agreed.
New?
Barely. new.
No, barely.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
somebody said, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have some like straight up comments on this watch. They did revise the bracelet in the last couple of years because I have tried this on multiple times thinking that I might do it. I still find the bracelet doesn't taper down narrow enough for my taste. Although the newest version, I think they did finally change that. I'm trying to see if there's a picture of the
think I
clasp.
read that, by
Yeah,
the
so
way,
that's
but-
the new clasp, and it is narrower because
Yeah.
I don't like when a bracelet is the same width
oh,
all the way
that's
around. I
annoying.
want it to narrow down.
Yeah.
And that was always a miss for me on this watch, but they did, as a new version, revise it. I don't know what it tapers from. I'm going to guess it goes from 20 to 18 or 16 mil.
What are the other versions they've got clicking here?
These there's lots of them here. Honestly, I could start clicking on them, but I don't even know.
Yeah,
Let's
click
see
on
with
it.
the strap.
Okay, this is the version with the. So we've gone up in price by $1,500. This is the sapphire sandwich
Yeah.
glass crystal,
Okay.
or whatever they call it. And then you can have bimetal. You can have you can have a full gold. I know someone that owns this watch. That's bananas.
What
Really?
does that say? Price?
58,000.
58,000.
Ooh.
It's bananas. It's not in my game, man. Like this, I think you're easily writing off a good chunk of money.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
But it looks amazing.
60,000 for a Speedy.
It would be
Yeah.
It would be heavy.
And then they just keep going. So there's your green dial in gold.
Like isn't that one's sick?
There's another full gold, 61,000. There's so many versions of this watch.
That's a good looking watch.
Oh, freaking right.
I mean, you'd love rolling up in that, jumping out your navigator. You know?
Yeah, right?
But yeah, I can't
that's
recommend
ludicrous.
enough. The Moon Watch is an amazing watch.
Yeah.
On the Omega front, I definitely think if you're not into this type of look, you don't want a chrono. Yeah, there's the white dial. So what are we at? What are
Yeah.
we?
See, I've just
This is a
I
limited.
think it's gonna be black.
This is a white gold. So look at the price.
75,000.
Yeah,
but it looks to all intents and purposes
I
like
just
the
find
stainless.
that the white dial did fade into the watch. too
I'm
much.
with Mike. Well, and you now. Yeah, I don't. That doesn't do a lot for me. The white face.
I'm okay with the white
dial, I
dial. I'm not sure I'd pay the.
Yeah.
I think black's
Oh,
more
I
iconic.
think the Tudor chrono.
Yeah, 100%.
White dial's way
Yeah,
nicer.
yeah.
But black on black. This one's.
One of my favorite Omegas is the Aqua Terra.
Oh yeah.
I've seen. So yes, and it's in a. Well, again, it just has to be blue to basically.
Yeah,
peak.
exactly.
But yes, I've seen that too on a rubber strap.
Yep, more of a plain,
Beautiful watch.
dressy type watch.
Yep.
I'm just trying to see if I can find it by name. Mike,
Yeah.
I know what you mean,
But
but
see me, I don't.
trying to see one by
I'm not
name.
a big. That's the Aquaterra right there.
yeah, right there. Yeah, that's just a different color, but it just shows you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean that one.
These are great
Yeah,
watches.
it's like you can get it with a strap.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're great. There's no doubt.
There you go. See
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
changes the whole vibe.
looks
I
like
think
you-
if you don't
the
want a
OP.
chrono, and you don't want this sort of
Yeah, this would be very
dressier.
comparable to like what I had though.
Yep, exactly.
But I'll tell
Yeah.
you what,
Oh, yeah.
no bracelet taper.
No.
Drives me crazy about. That's one thing I don't like about Omega. I want the bracelet to taper.
And
It's,
as again, talk to me like a 5-year-old. Why does that make a difference?
I just discomfort,
feel-
discomfort. Yeah, I don't like because it starts to feel heavy.
Okay.
There's some not weight necessarily, but it feels like it's just heavy because it's big.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The other comment from Omega, I think the Seamaster. There's a reason that James Bond has worn a Seamaster, forever and ever and ever,
Sure.
and they still make about how many different
Yeah.
millions of versions
Yeah.
of them. But like a Seamaster Diver 300 on a mesh bracelet like that. This is an
Yeah,
incredible
that
watch.
mesh bracelet is like iconic.
Yeah.
Didn't they just launch a new Bond? I thought I saw.
Yeah, well, Daniel Craig is their kind of ambassador, so he's always rocking something before they're going to
Yeah.
launch it. I think they might have launched a full gold version. I don't remember. Oh, no, it might have actually been this version, Sean, this new one, steel on steel. And then I think they do it in a different color now, too. Maybe ghosted gray, something
Okay.
like that.
good looking
That's
watch,
good.
but not
Very good. Let me show you. I'm going to zoom in on what I think is the problem.
Go ahead.
I'm zooming here.
Yeah.
This is
it's an odd.
helium escape valve. For when you're diving, you're obviously going to want to let any gas build up
But
out
you
of
know
the
what
watch.
that does?
Yes.
Just digs right into you.
Correct. And I don't, I love the watch, but I don't, I've never,
yeah.
if they got rid of that, this is a go watch for me.
Is that right?
They're on all of them. It's been
Think
there
about
for
it, like, when you're just
all the
sitting there
generations.
like that. Like it's gonna be all in your wrist.
So here's a question, basic one, and you just did the movement. I would wear it on my left, but I've seen some people who don't do that. So
That's just a taste thing. I wear it on my left. I'd say if you're right-handed, it goes on your other hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Or
agree
not
with that,
less
vice versa.
dominant hand.
Yeah.
But to that end, like if you're left-handed or you just do it opposite, then that would the dial
Yeah.
would
This thing.
not do that, wouldn't it?
If it's on my left hand, for sure it's going to
Yeah,
be
it's
right
back
there.
into your forearm. Yeah.
I don't think we talked to those other people.
Okay, fine. Fair enough. We'll write them up.
What do you say? They go to the leftorium? Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I think these are fantastic watches. I think between the Seamaster and the
I think the Moon
Watch.
is much
That's your
better.
10,
Oh, the Moon
10
watch,
grand
yeah.
mark. I think
Yeah,
it's a
they're
good
all
watch.
around that. Like, look at this: 8,800,
Yeah, and
9,500,
see, to me, like,
10,000.
to me, I'm not spending
Not on that.
$8,000 on that watch.
No. However, I think with this one you probably are because it's new. But if you're looking at a Moon Watch, you'll get a deal.
Oh yeah, but I just.
Oh,
mean
you just don't
in
want to commit to
general.
it. Okay, yeah,
Just
I
in
got
general, like I would rather spend the 6,500 on a Black Bay or something.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with you on that. Yeah. Anyway, can't say enough good things about them. I think they're great.
No, they are very nice.
And lots of dealers around.
Yeah.
You might have to build a relation to get something really new, but if you want to just buy a Seamaster off the case, there's usually lots of them around.
Yeah.
Jumping up, let's go one step up. I just selected the. We're
Wayne.
going to Tudor's parent company, Rolex.
Rolling.
Yeah, I hate that.
I
I
know.
hate that.
Hey, what?
I hate the word rolly.
Rolly.
Oh.
I hate it. I think it cheapens something that's actually very nice.
Well, it's not any less syllables than Rolex. So
Yeah.
just,
No, I know. I
call
just hate
what
it. It
is,
just sounds
right?
weird. Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Every rapper in the world.
Fair enough. Yeah.
I highlighted the stainless. So I have a history with Rolex. I've very much enjoyed mine. I have bought and sold and worn a lot of them. And to Dylan's point, I have bought, sold, enjoyed, occasionally made some money, and very often got out for exactly what I paid in,
Yeah.
which is great. I think a stainless steel GMT, so carrying multiple time zones for those of us who don't know. So in this watch, you can have your home time zone, your travel time zone, and you're actually capable of having a third time zone with a rotating bezel. I think that these are an amazing watch. In terms of construction and look, it looks like a Submariner, right?
yeah,
I mean, until
yeah.
you know up close, if you're a watch guy, you'll know. But this is around the $13,000 mark. I think if you can build a relationship, this is sort of the Porsche brand, right? You want to go and get it, you're going to have to work for it.
Oh, you got to work.
They're just not going to sell you one out of the case, but they might, but it's going to be a non-desirable something.
Sure.
You know, I always highlight this watch, having owned it. It's a great watch. I still own it for a long time for a reason.
Does it have a mint secondhand?
Yeah.
It's green, yeah.
I like
yeah.
that.
Rolex green.
Yeah.
Wow. Oh,
Yeah.
more of a traditional green,
Yeah.
but
I don't want to make people jealous or anything, but when I bought this a long time ago, you could get a discount because nobody wanted them.
really?
Yeah, because everybody
Yeah, on
wanted.
the sub.
There's an icon version of this called the Batman. It's blue and black. Everybody wanted the Batman.
Yeah.
And
You
I
want the
think
black
that's the
dial? They were like,
ugliest one.
no problem. I actually owned the Batman twice. I got to tell you, I've owned it. But this watch, I didn't even ask for a deal. They just gave it to me. They were like, here's they slid the debit machine over, and the number didn't match. And he said, no, we just rounded. I think I saved $1,000. Like it was like $900. You know. Anyway, I don't think you can go wrong here if you have access and a relationship with a Rolex authorized dealer, like a Porsche dealer. It's like buying a GT3. You're pretty safe here.
It's a good looking watch.
Yeah,
Yep.
there's a reason it's clean. And everybody would say the Submariner. I love a Submariner, having owned multiple of them. I think it's the icon.
Yeah, it has to be the most recognizable watch in the world.
Correct. And I know that actually sometimes works against it, but I think there's a reason for that. It's so comfortable, the right size, well built.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
The daily
Somebody's got
driver.
to be like
The daily
yeah,
driver.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's a perfect watch for that. And I feel the same about this black GMT, to be fair. Just that now you're going to this polished center links, and that's the easiest way to identify a GMT versus a sub. Sub will always be full brushed. I think the full brush is much more practical, but the stainless looks elevates this watch. This is the pilot's watch,
Yeah.
right? And this is the one, of course, you can get in the Pepsi that caused the watch world to like ignite on fire in 2018 and went insane. But
There's so many models.
oh yeah, I think in GMT now in steel there's the Sprite, the Batman, or whatever they call this, the Bruce Wayne.
So the
Batman.
Sprite is green on
and
green and black. Yeah,
with
and
a
it's-
black dial.
Yeah, but it's a lefty watch. There's a word for it. I can't remember. It's a lefty
Yeah.
watch. So the
So Starbuck.
yeah,
is-
Starbucks is a Submariner.
Yeah.
It's the other way.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Anyway, the crown is on the opposite side of the watch, which I just find, unless you're left-handed.
Which
It's
again, we
just-
don't talk to you.
Hello, Ned Flanders. Anyway, yeah. What were you going to say, Mike?
There's a root beer still.
Yeah, definitely still root beer, bimetal, full gold versions.
The
They're-
browns are tough for me.
Yeah, me too.
If you had the right skin tone, though, like some of our friends, they look gangster. I think
but
they
when
look
you're as
so
pale as
cool.
we are.
Yeah, no. I'm not the right one. No. My wife would look good wearing that right color.
Yeah.
I just can't do it. Yeah. And I do think Mike's comment to his vintage date just. There's a reason that date just is like it's an everybody watch. Like it fits everybody. So many variations, so many dial sizes,
Yeah.
colors, metals,
Yeah.
everything. Right? Yours has a fluted dial.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
Which
or,
is
fluted
which
bezel.
is very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. That adds a lot of character. You see the light reflecting off it a little
Yeah.
differently. Really nice.
Yep.
It'd be cool if he was wearing it, but we're not looking
Yeah,
at it.
sorry about it.
Anyway, can't say enough good things. If you can get in, your money's safe. I think there's no question.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know
and
what I
out of like all these brands, for sure.
Yeah,
I
Tudor,
mean-
I think, follows very closely behind it.
Yeah.
You lose a little bit, you don't lose a lot.
Yeah.
It's a you're well placed. We're jumping up to Dylan's requested. Dylan sort of has a bit of a soft spot for the IWCs.
I do. I think they're just so super cool.
Is this influenced by Sir Lewis Hamilton or what?
Oh, that's interesting.
No, actually, not at all. I just find they always have like different watches than everybody else does.
Look, there's a good looking watch. I mean, you can't go wrong with that. But it's a lot of money. Yeah, that's
To be
all.
fair, this is they
this
range.
is
They range.
this is an aggressive.
Sure.
We're looking at a
One.
Portugueser chrono, or sorry, Portugueser perpetual calendar in a emerald greenish.
Yeah, it's 32,000.
It's $32,000. It's probably not in my target range, but I think it's a really nice watch, and I do think.
But you can get IWCs for almost any price.
totally. I think they start like $6,000.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah.
My only experience with this is I don't remember. It was probably on Instagram or something that pushed me. I was like, oh, that's a great looking watch, and I looked it up, and it was like $42,000. I was like, oh, that's why they
Welcome to the
sponsor
internet.
Mercedes.
Yeah. And they're always on the bigger side too. I find.
They are big. That's my biggest
that is-
issue with IWC.
They're some of them are huge.
Yeah.
42.4, that one.
Yeah, that's a pretty good size.
Yeah.
I do think that their newest launch, their stainless steel sport watch competitor is the Ingenieur. I think the Ingenieur is a great watch and maybe more in the right size. I'll see if I can find a picture of it quickly here. I think these are really cool. It's a historical watch, designed in the 70s, and they brought it back as a new model.
Does
I think-
nothing for me.
So I think
No,
these are
me
really
either.
slick. I
Yeah,
like
me
them.
either, to be honest with
Oh,
you.
that's so interesting. I like
know.
them. I think they just have a. But look at the price. Like,
Kind
I'm
of looks
gonna-
like an AP, no?
Yeah, that's kind. It's just,
Yeah.
the original design was Gerald Genta in the 70s. So like, there you go.
Okay.
Half the price.
But like,
You know.
and again, I get the AP reference, but
Yeah.
What is their lowest price? Let's see.
Oh, I think it's around 6,000. I don't know
That's
if I
what
can.
I thought.
I don't think I can sort by price though. I don't think there's a way to do that on their webpage.
the whole aesthetic
I'm sure
where
the
like
Aqua
the
Time is
watch
not
itself is big and bulky, but the dial is small. I don't like that.
Yeah, you don't like a dive watch.
No.
Let's see if I can find one that's a.
Like the Sea Dweller.
Yes.
That thing's like
So here's there's a pilot's watch.
Yeah.
$6,000.
Oh,
that's a good looking watch.
Yeah, small though. Nope.
Tagish.
36. I couldn't
Yeah,
do
so
that.
you can.
I missed
They
that
come in
part.
multiple sizes,
Sure.
but
Yeah.
I think IWC makes a great product. Having been to many boutiques, I think they're very
And
nice.
there's a lot of vintage ones.
Yeah, and they're
ton
readily
of-
they're readily
yeah.
available. You
Yeah.
can buy, you can find, unless you're looking for something really specific, hidden away niche. These are just available in boutiques a lot of the time.
Yeah.
No complaints. I think they're great watches. My biggest concern is that they
Resale.
always feel big. No, they feel big.
Oh, I'd be worried about.
Oh, I think you're dead on with that too. But
Yeah.
I think my personal, whenever I try them on, I'm like, oh, I love the look, but
They are big.
Yeah.
That face is huge.
Yeah, this is the issue. Let's jump up to another.
Are we gonna go the next step up?
Yeah. We're going up in
going
price
quickly.
now. That's okay.
So we went from
we've gone off the moon
5,000
and right to Mars
to
now.
10,
Yeah.
10 to
30.
15-ish,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
then to 30.
Yeah.
Now we're into the 60.
Well, let's say 50 and up ish. 30 and up. 30 and
These
up.
are all MSRPs, not
Correct.
what you're
Yeah,
normally
no,
actually
no.
going to buy these for.
Correct.
Because they're much higher.
Guess where we've landed? We've landed on Audemars Piguet.
AP.
I think there was a time that AP was ignored for a long time. And I think that once their marketing budget started getting swung to putting it on rich people's wrists, like
Yeah.
Jay-Z and all these people that really mattered to
Yeah.
celebrity level, their product is now basically like impossible to get your hands on.
Yeah.
And their biggest icon is the entire collection called the Royal Oak. Everybody's going to know an AP Royal Oak, I think. There's something about the construction of the bracelet, and I'm never going to know what they call it because off the cuff I don't remember. But sorry, Mike, do you want me to swing?
He was just pointing out
There
the
was that
blue watch
one
to
that
me,
you
which
flew
yeah,
by.
yeah.
Let me just click on one of these, for example. The best part about a Royal Oak is the bracelet. When you move, it's got these really beautiful links. When you move it, it looks like jewelry. It's
It does.
incredible.
It
The
is
light
pretty easy to pick
reflects
up.
off every one of those polished bezels. Every one of those little angles in there is all polished. It looks like
It is a good looking watch.
the most spectacular. These are amazing. There's no question. Thin, not heavy stainless steel.
Yep.
Just super well. But I got to be fair. I don't think one can buy a stainless steel AP anymore. I think it's just basically impossible. I tried for years. There's no dealer network here in Canada anymore. They've basically abandoned the market. They claim they were going to open boutiques, but there's nothing here as near as I can tell. Range all over the place to that blue ceramic perpetual calendar that I think the list price is $300,000 and probably trades for $800,000 today. They're just wild, but
Apparently, I have expensive
You're
taste.
gonna,
Yeah.
you do.
You do.
That
Which one here?
Oh,
Yeah,
geez, look at that.
Yeah,
That is
these
blue.
these things are amazing. You know who owns one of these? I think is who's a big collector is Ed Sheeran.
Oh,
I'm not an
really?
Ed Sheeran guy, but he's a big watch dude,
Huge
and
watch guy.
he definitely has multiple. I think he has the white ceramic, the blue ceramic. But you got to know someone, as you'll note here.
Price on
Yeah.
Price
request.
on request.
Oh yeah, okay, that's a good sign. Yeah,
Which
As
means
in,
show
leave
us your
me
social
alone.
media following and tell us here what music you play, and we
Right.
might sell you one.
Right.
But what I love about AP is like Rolex makes 1 million watches a year. You know, IWC probably makes half a million,
yeah.
a big number. AP, I think's overall production is something like 32,000. They're
for the world, which
tiny.
is nothing.
Yeah. And it's a small company in the hills, and they just have a small like little factory that's built into the hills in Switzerland, and they build these stunning watches. Anyway, Sean, if you ever manage to get a blue ceramic,
Oh yeah.
you know, Royal Oak perpetual calendar, I will be your best friend.
I'll have to win the lottery because I don't see that in my future otherwise.
And then I think that AP launched this super controversial watch last year, which is, or I shouldn't say that, in the last 5 years, which is the Code 1159. And everybody hated on it because they all love the Royal Oak so much.
Yeah. It's so different.
But I tried this on.
good looking
These are
watch.
beautiful.
It is good looking watch.
Yeah. Sorry,
not
Mike.
for.
I think these,
Wow,
when I tried it on,
22.
they were around 30 grand, I think.
Yeah, that's a problem. But
But there's so many variations. There's chronograph, lots
Okay.
of different fun colors. A lot of the stuff they can't do with Royal Oak, they're doing with 1159. This is my opinion.
what's that guy there? You just
Which one? This guy?
yeah,
This is the
this is great.
looks. Yeah,
great
this-
audio for people, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's
I know.
okay. That's okay.
I
We'll share
know.
some pictures.
Yeah. People are.
No, I see.
don't
That's.
know,
I mean, that's busy. But
Did you see the price? 95,000 francs.
So what's the Swiss franc? 1.5.
Yeah, roughly. It's almost 2. It's 1.7, I think, something like that. It's ugly. Yeah.
Okay.
But you can see. Look at the. I mean, look at the dial. Isn't it spectacular on this 1159?
Just a
Yeah, it's
point
pretty
out,
nice, no doubt.
$200,000 watch with a NATO cloth strap is a bit offensive to me.
It's probably very, very. That's the fanciest NATO strap you're ever going to rock. Anyway, I can't say enough good things about AP. I would love to be able to buy one. So if anyone from AP ever listens, please open a boutique in this country. Please. They leave us hanging entirely.
Why don't you just turn this on its head and you can open the boutique and then we
I don't
can
think,
all
no,
get-
no, no. They only own their own stores.
Oh, it's like a Starbucks. They tell you where they
Yes,
put them.
exactly. Yeah. Anyway, something to think about. I don't know if I had these in order or not, but
I think you only have one left, don't you?
no,
Oh,
a
two.
couple.
Got two.
Yeah.
I'm highlighting here A. Lange and Zona, which is the sole German watch manufacturer that's on here. I have to be honest. I've been to 2 boutiques. The watches are spectacular. I'm not a super nerd about them, but I think that they're just stunning to look at. White gold, all the different golds. I mean, look at the movements in here.
Yeah. That's something. Is the movements are absolutely incredible.
Yeah, open case back.
As
Stunning.
expensive or more than an AP?
No. They'd probably be about the same start, and the ones I've seen, I remember them all sort of being $30,000 to $60,000, which is where AP kind of falls if you're looking at the lower levels, right? I was always looking from the kind of start points.
yeah.
I don't have anything really.
Level AP.
Yeah. Well, an entry level would be like a 37 millimeter Royal Oak,
Yeah.
right? Like you're buying the women's only Royal Oak that you want to buy a few of those before they sell you something really cool, right? Anyway, I can't say enough good things about Alanga and Zona, but I mean, look at the movements here. They're
Yeah.
just spectacular.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable that somebody can put that together.
Yes, with a monocle
And-
in their eye,
yeah.
leaning over a table for 9 to 12 months.
And
You know?
somebody designs it. That's
Yes.
crazier.
Yeah, I mean, look at that's spectacular. Anyway, I've been to one boutique in Chicago. The people were nothing but lovely. I'm just not in the market to buy one. But I was impressed just to walk through and touch them and feel them. They're really
Yeah.
beautiful. Okay, we're going to my final.
Oh,
On the
the big
final,
dog.
yeah. Here it is.
The
This
mic-
is a controversial.
mic drop.
Yeah. They range all over the place in price. We are talking about Richard Mille.
Oh God.
You want to say something? Drop it in here.
Yeah, they're hideous. I get it. Like I respect them because I could never and will never afford one. But
Not my thing either.
but
no.
they're just yeah. I don't know. They're
Photos are having trouble
just-
loading.
that.
You know what? For whatever reason, I think Ryan and I agree on this. I think that they're stunning. I mean,
Oh, wow. I didn't expect that.
Holy.
yeah, like the aesthetic of it for me is amazing.
I did not expect that
I
at
mean,
all.
they definitely let the movement.
A lot of
talk.
this, yeah, that like he's got this whole skeleton thing where you see it. My problem is the people I see wearing them are sometimes of questionable character. So
That's interesting.
I'm not sure.
This is a delicate subject.
Yeah,
I know
what do
some
you-
people that own these.
Yeah. What do
Yeah,
you
well,
mean
look,
by
I mean,
this?
Lando Norris has, there's lots of great people.
Well, yeah,
sure,
I'm friends
who
with
wear
Lando
these.
Norris. You know,
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
Yeah.
We all,
Damn,
He
how'd
seems
you
like a
pick-
nice guy.
Yeah, how'd you pick 1 out of 2 of my friends?
and again, so maybe I'm overthinking this, but I do think that they are very, very good looking.
Oh, they're like crazy to be in the presence of.
Yeah.
There's no denying that.
Like that, I have no
I
problem
could
with
see
that
you
at all.
wearing that. I could see you
Yeah.
wearing that, Sean.
Well, that's good. If you want to fund it sometime,
Yeah.
I mean, anything, that's fine.
Again, if I win the lottery,
Right.
Yes.
I'll let you
If
wear
you
it
win
for
the
a day.
lottery, just get your wheels done, please. Don't worry about a Richard meal.
But I'm bummed. Take
Yeah,
that, Mike.
I don't know.
Ryan, I put words in your mouth, but where are you at on these?
Oh,
I
head over heels, I bet.
no, I'm not. It's interesting for me. I used to think that they were just like I had like no interest, zero, until a good friend let me introduced me to his dealer and brought me in to meet this guy, and he took me for like the 2.5 hour long detailed description of why they are, what they are, and how much they charge.
Sure.
It really was amazing to learn. It was amazing.
I'm sure it
They're
is.
still not my like number one choice in terms of looks. However, now that I understand them better, they're really spectacularly built. They're super thin, super lightweight. Everything's made out of this proprietary material called carbon TPT. They're very proud of it. Like this material is, we make it all in house. We mill everything there CNC. This is the thinnest watch right here.
Oh, wow.
Right? These guys are incredible
Lord.
at what they do.
Oh, I totally
It's
believe that, yeah.
amazing. Does in my lifetime, I think, hold the record for the most expensive pen I've ever handled or played with, which was $160,000 US.
Theirs.
They make a pen which is only available to their top clients. It's not on their webpage. It's not.
And it's made out of obviously the same
It's,
metal.
and it's spectacular. You push the button. There's a movement inside that
boy.
moves and pulls the pen. It's the most. I wasn't allowed to video it. I was very lucky to be in the position I was to see this stuff.
This, I assume we don't. There's no deal. I shouldn't say no, but this was not in Canada. You experienced
This was
in
in the
US somewhere?
States.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, note that there's no prices on this website.
At all.
No.
Well,
And
they're irrelevant.
I did get offered. I think I was friendly enough with this guy that I was offered the chance to buy one. Not at this day, but he did text me a few weeks later to say, hey, here's what I like about their business model is they're very like upfront. They're like, hey, you buy this and you'll get this. And you buy this and you'll get that.
the
And of course, the
Ferrari
ones
of
everyone
watchmaking.
wants are the carbon type,
Yeah.
titanium, super lightweight, insane watches. But they want to sell you a precious metal watch first. That's their game. Which again, it's fair. They're upfront. They're not beating around the bush.
Yep.
So the guy was like, "Drink my champagne, enjoy the day," and then he texted me multiple times to be like, "Hey, I've got this watch in stock," and he literally would say, "You'd want to buy this to start building a relationship with this brand."
Yeah.
They're right up front. $275,000 US.
So you politely declined.
I said, "Hey, I really appreciate it, but I've already spent the budget on a holiday, which was $10,000." But I'm not head over heels. I'm not. But my goodness, they're impressive in person, and I recognize this is fully controversial, but they are amazing to see up close.
Oh,
they're really
yeah.
amazing. And the carbon TPT ones, the really lightweight, like this RM3001 or the 6702 or any, they are spectacular at what they do. But it's awfully niche. It's a pretty specific type. What's kind of interesting is you can buy multiple. You buy the watch, they allow you to buy, I think what he said was 5 different straps every year because they make straps in like hundreds of colors. So they'll let you buy 5 extra straps. And the straps aren't that bad. $800.
Oh,
I was like, oh,
very reasonable.
that seems literally you sell me something at 300,000 and
Yeah.
all of a sudden it seemed
Right.
super.
Yeah, you could
what a deal.
easily $5,000.
Yeah, and the people that I know who own these change their straps all the time, and I love that. It's cool.
Yeah,
it gives
that
a cool
is
character.
different watch, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a quick change, easy to do it yourself.
Yeah.
This
It's
is
funny.
not,
It is funny when you say like different watch. It is tough to be a one watch owner.
Yeah.
That's a struggle.
that is hard. Yeah.
You do. You need to switch it up. So if you got, I don't know, if you got $5,000, what 2 watches are you buying?
Me?
Yeah.
2 for 5.
Yeah.
2 Nixon Player Edition rubbers. Green one and that.
Off of Sean for $2,500
If
apiece.
I was going to answer right off the cuff, I'd buy a Tudor Royal for sure at 3,000.
Yep.
I love that watch. Looks like a Datejust, $3,000, built by the same quality as a Rolex Standard. Uses an outsourced movement, but I have no issue with that.
Yeah.
And then at the $2,000 mark, I'd probably buy a Hamilton Khaki Field, like something in that $1,000 mark. Those would be great 2 watches. You've got the one that I like, the Tudor Royal's got the day and the date, so it's got the full day on the
Okay.
dial, which
Yeah.
I like, and it rotates. That's probably where I'd go for $5,000. Or if I was doing one watch for $5,000, it's a Tudor Black Bay, monochrome or
I agree
one of
with you on
those.
that one.
Yeah. You?
Yeah, maybe, I don't know, maybe 2 watches, and I mean, this sounds ridiculous, but maybe 2 watches for $5,000 is that's a tough ask.
Yes, thank you. And I answered it beautifully.
You did, actually. Because you're really like, you're down in the hundreds.
Yeah.
Or you're above.
Yeah, you're getting a G-Shock or something for $4,000.
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, that is tough.
Come at me, Dylan. Come at me.
Yeah, even 10. Oh, God. Yeah. 10's tricky.
10 for 2?
Yeah.
I'm waiting for your answer. This is me waiting. Do, 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 do.
Well, I know on the used market, you could get a Black Bay and a Speedmaster for 10
Yeah,
grand.
yeah,
you
for
go.
sure. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a good call.
What
Good
is
call.
your answer?
Really sounds like what I'm doing.
Good
Yeah.
call.
There you go.
I'm looking forward to you going to do this in the next week or two. No, I don't think so.
When I get my wheels done.
I will drop $5 towards it. $5 on the table tonight.
When you get your wheels done
Yeah.
and back,
Yeah.
You bring the Speedy in here and I'll try it on and then you'll probably start a problem. So
Yeah, that sounds
Yeah.
great. I love problems like that.
yeah.
I could probably do that.
Yeah. Wheels,
Oh.
watches.
Like it.
I can have one for sure
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
by the time he gets his wheels done.
There you
Oh,
go.
yeah.
Nice. Gonna check out
Yep.
the old marketplace there. Maybe you'll bump into Mike.
Post those
So if
tires
anybody
you have.
has a Speedmaster,
Yeah, or 265, 65, 18 off-road tires. Hit me up, please.
we will buy both for a package deal.
That almost seems scripted. You guys did a great job there. If you chatted it out outside, I'm impressed. That was really well done.
I am pretty cautious of buying used, expensive.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it totally.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, my recommendation is to go to a boutique
Yeah,
and just
that's
try
right.
and bargain in
sure.
a nice way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
You know, and then
Times might be tough here soon.
Yeah,
So I
they
think
could
so.
be.
Oh, I think they are right now.
Yeah.
yeah, things are changing. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't be worried too much about the Black Bay.
No.
On
But people
on the
may
used
be
market.
letting go of stuff, too.
Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with that too.
Good point.
Yeah, yeah. But my most important, my opinion or comment or my recommendation, buy the seller, not the
Yeah.
watch.
Oh, no
you know,
doubt.
you really need to know what you're doing and know the person. I don't buy watches used from anybody I don't know. I'm careful about that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's tough. It is tough to tell.
Yeah,
Like,
you
you have
don't
to
want to
be,
get you don't want to put $6,000 out of your pocket and realize you got scammed.
Well, you hear, there was a couple of stories recently where like big auction houses sold
Yeah.
these
Oh, I
quote
believe
unquote
it.
legit
You-
watches and
like-
they were not.
Man, you gotta know these watches so well to,
Yeah.
to pick them up.
Yeah.
The good ones.
Yeah, I think the one you're talking about was a tropical dial Speedmaster. Maybe something happened. I did hear about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was big money too. And they were wrong.
It happens. It happens.
It's a parts watch.
Anyway, we'll post some photos of each of our favorite watches. We'll send them over to the social media manager there, and he'll post them up over the next few days.
Very good.
Yeah.
But,
Send me that green Nixon.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I
should
will-
definitely
I
send
will
that.
do.
Yeah, I
I will
definitely
I like
think
how
so.
it's like kind of like the buzz of the
I know.
season.
I kind of like it.
Yeah.
It's
Just
kind of-
remember, in about 3 or 4 weeks, whenever we come back to a new season, we're gonna have that on our.
We'll
all
each be wearing
then-
one of the colors.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. By the way, speaking of the spring season, this Wednesday we're supposed to get biblical rains.
Yes,
and it's
I
supposed to be
heard
10
that.
degrees. So which one of you is going to be brave and take your car out?
Oh, I will. I honestly,
Yeah,
I can't.
you will.
I went to go get it out yesterday.
The roads will be
Yeah.
washed of the salt,
Yeah.
perhaps.
Oh, irrelevant.
Well,
to
yeah,
me,
you
but
don't-
Yeah, but irrelevant. I literally tried to get it out, and I'm like, when we were gone for that week, that ice had formed in my
yeah.
driveway's 260 feet long.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it was like it's literally like 9 inches tall of ice. I'm like, oh, I can't.
Yeah.
Is it
I don't
sitting
think I can
outside?
get it over this. No, it's in the garage.
Oh, but I get you.
Jet blue, my friend.
Oh yeah, the melter.
yeah, it
But
works pretty good.
The rain will do.
The rain,
That
you
level
should
of
be
rain
cooking.
coming.
And like 10, 12 degrees.
Yeah, 13.
Celsius.
I think it's
did you see
13 down here
week?
now. Yeah.
Next week's like 14 at some
Are you
point.
getting
Loving it.
antsy? Or are you considering?
Am I getting antsy for the green car?
Yeah.
Absolutely not.
No, there's
No.
no way that man.
I have learned a great deal of patience, and I'm going to shout out my good friend here, Charlie Cordemanch. That guy taught me patience. I used to be impatient.
no
I'm
matter
much.
what, he doesn't pull it out.
No,
He waits
I
till,
have
like,
learned
May.
from the guy is the GOAT. He's the greatest of all time at that. It's incredible.
I'll be out way before that.
No, I believe you. I
Not
have
March.
no reason to
Probably
tell
not
you.
March, but not May.
Usually, I'm like if the weather's good in March, I'm usually first week of April. Like I can usually
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
I
First
find
week
I
of
usually
April.
I might
yeah.
be getting the winters off here.
You should.
Yeah.
Was
Don't.
it?
The more we talk about this,
I know.
the more the man in the sky is going to show up and be like, you know what? Here's another taste.
Sure.
Yeah.
You're probably right.
When was it last year I met you two for coffee, and I think you were driving your car?
Probably
Well, it
with
was
the top
early.
down,
Was it
too.
February or
Well,
March?
No.
No, it's March. I think so. March break last year, which is next week, was like 20 degrees. No
Yep.
joke.
Yeah.
I don't remember if it got cold again or not, but probably late March.
Yeah, I think it was. Nice. I'm ready.
There you go.
I think
You ready?
I think everybody's ready.
Yeah,
Be good content for season 2.
exactly.
Yeah, fair enough. I feel good. I don't stress about it. I'm good. I don't.
April will be here before you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, tax season. Yay.
I'm done with that.
Can't wait.
Remember those
It's all
commercials?
good.
Oh, is that tax pain?
Yeah.
Sure. I grow weary of paying the government. Anyway, we've ran up an hour
been
and
fun.
30 minutes.
Oh, wow.
So time flies when you have a long list of items to get through.
Well, Mike and I lost that bet because we said that wouldn't happen. But
That's right.
thanks to Ryan and Dylan for carrying the watch convo here. So
100%.
Oh, I think we all.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I thought everybody was involved. We're gonna
Good
get
chat.
we're gonna get something nice on Sean's
I
wrist.
know,
I
I
can
can't
feel
wait.
it. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
Just don't tell her. It's fine.
Yeah.
It is easy to hide.
that's just for the record, bad marriage advice.
I give bad marriage advice, and I like always say stupid crap about kids. Like,
Oh yeah,
you
babysitting. Yeah.
and tying, leashing them up. Yeah.
Anyway,
not-
this
not
has been
ideal.
fun, fellas.
Indeed.
12 episodes deep.
like
Break
it.
time. Really appreciate everybody listening
Yeah.
and the team here. Really appreciate that. We're going into
We do.
our what are we calling this? Our
Spring solstice.
gardening leave for 2 or 3
Yes,
weeks here.
yes.
You know, in the Formula One speak.
We'll see
Are we
in
gonna have
April.
a guest on?
Oh,
In
yeah.
the
we're
next
gonna have
season.
guests,
Yeah.
Yeah. That's our plan. We'll roll in some guests. We tried to get it done for this one, but it's scheduling's not easy for people, so that's okay. It's busy.
The 4 of us are uber committed. I mean, this has been quite a run.
And what we get out of it is once a week hanging with the fellas. I mean, I don't see that as any real.
No,
that's
sure.
not a real strain for me.
No, it's
You
pretty
know?
good to break up a,
Yeah.
early week night.
Yeah. So we'll post this at the end of the week, Friday morning, as always,
Yep.
and we'll see you guys around in the next few weeks. Anybody want to say anything?
No.
Teenage social media person. You wanna-
What?
Oh.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Ooh, yeah,
share,
that's a line.
all
That's a
that
line
stuff.
right there.
Whatever
If
it
you
is.
see our
Thumbs up,
stickers hanging
notifications
out on
on.
the,
Yes.
Yeah.
If you come by our sticker on a Tim Hortons drive-through,
I'm gonna-
on your window, everywhere.
just scan that QR code. It's not a scam.
Give us a follow. We appreciate it. Give us a comment. It's the only way we'll ever make money on Spotify is if you do.
Yeah.
See you in April.
Okay, guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye.